What's the name, my people? You know, this is Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you with another one. I mean, I've said that line so many times. You have heard Don say that line. I've said that line. I've come out here with that line, and now it has been 10 joints. 10 joints has gone by since the Don has come out here with those lines and said that. 1 second, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I have to get it. Real quick. We are back. I am back. I'm sorry. 10 years. I gotta wear motherfucking glasses. Goddamn. I can't do this shit without glasses. No, I mean we first started this shit. We wasn't wearing glasses, right? We know that shit. But right now, we have to wear glasses again. Thank you so much for anyone who's here celebrating this with me. You know, in all honesty, and be honest, you know, I've always been honest with all of you and everything. Always been honest. And in all honesty, you know, when I was about to get this done and I was about to do this, you know what I mean? I had to stop. Like I started the video and I had to stop, I had to walk away. This means a lot to me. And I'm going to try to let y'all know exactly how much this means to me. And anyone who's super chat, I mean, I see this very generous super chat right here. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it 100%. But if you could do me a favor, then please send any super chats to my Cash App because YouTube takes 40% of all super chats. And I don't think YouTube deserves any of this, though, if y'all are trying to get it to me and you want me to have the whole thing. So please send it to me specifically, right? But thank you so much, Lady Chella. I really appreciate it. But the Cash App, it's on the crawl. $ Tony Teflon 545. If you can't, and you can only do it through this, then I understand and I appreciate it. So, you know, I've been doing this YouTube thing now. It's been 10 years. I'm the longest running Game of Thrones YouTube channel consistently on all of YouTube, not half of YouTube, but the whole YouTube thing. We started this thing a long time ago. And I want to explain to you exactly why this means so much to me and why y'all mean so much to me. And I'm going to go through it real quick because you know, as this is a celebration, I don't want it to be sad. I don't want this to be anything, but I truly want to explain to you exactly why this means a lot to me. All right, and why it means everything to me. And you know, as I said, we started this 10 years ago. We weren't wearing glasses back then, you know, or anything like that. And now we are. But that goes with times and everything. And you know, I think we look better than we did 10 years ago. And we're gonna go through a couple of older videos. We're gonna show you some of those so you can see exactly how the Don looked back then when we first started and everything else. But before I do, I'm gonna say what up to some people up here who's rocking with me. He's always showing me up. What up to Jackie C in the building? Carl Snock rocking with us. Sonic, your boy, is up in here rocking with us right now. What up to my girl from the Lady in the Dime podcast, Elamar, who, you know, obviously you're going to get a whole segment devoted to you, Elamar. We're going to talk about all that and everything else. What up to Genus, Andy, Anthony Vackers. I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm sorry. I am. And what I'm going to do is here, and Jai, Shirley, thank you so much. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a link of this stream inside the chat in a little bit. I got super chat, Luna, thank you so much for the super chat. And Jenna Spats, thank you for super chat saying for being the fucking man. I will definitely send you any super chats I send here on the Cash App. I'll read them out and everything else like that. But I got love for everybody out here, and I got love for everyone who supported me throughout these years, you know. But let me just let you know what it was for me and why I even started this channel to begin with. When I got into the doing this and everything, I was in a very toxic relationship at the time. That really, I don't even consider it to be a relationship. And shorty that I was with and stuff, she had, she had done terrible things, and basically I get out of the place where I was living with her. I had to get up out of there, and she was making it very difficult for me to do so, even though that's what she wanted me to do. So in that process, when I was living there, I was like kicked out of a house, and she wouldn't let me inside of the house, not to shower, not to do anything. I was like stuck to the garage, and the only time that I was allowed to come inside the house was when her and the kids went to bed. So I was stuck up there, and I lived like this for like a month, and I, saved up money and everything else to get up out of there. But when I was doing this and I was living up in there, this is when I really started reading the books. That's what was keeping me sane. Just reading the books and listening to the audio books while this was all going on. And I was just plotting. I was like, I gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here. And I was doing all that. Same lady, this is the girl lady who told me that to kill myself. She told me that I was better off dead. My kids would be better off if I was dead. So I'd be worth more to them dead. This is this chick. So um did everything I could to get up out of there, and I read these books, and I was just reading them and just going through them and listening to it. And I started listening to the History of Westeros podcast, and just to get through the nights, because it was just hard just to get through. I finally got out of there, and that's when you see me. I got to the place that I was at when I started the videos, and I got up in there, and I had read these books so much backwards and forth in that time before I can get up in there, that I had no one to talk about at all. I had no one to talk about these books, and I was so enthralled with the series and stuff that I had no one in my life to say anything to. So I said, why not just talk to you? So I came out here and I started a channel, and I just made the video on a whim, just to just to just to do it, and and got a subscriber, and got 1, 2 subscribers, and got 1 or 2 views, and got some views here and there, and people commenting to me in the comment section and stuff. And then I just wanted to, actually physically, talk, because I was putting the videos out and everything out to people, and I was doing all that. So I started putting it out there on every video I made. Hey, would anyone like to talk to me on a live stream about this? And you understand, no one at this time ever did live stream for this content at all. No one did live streams. You could say History of Westeros, they were doing their podcast and they were uploading them, but there was no live streams at all. No one was doing live stream. And I finally got James Johnson, LaDonna, Charlie of Westeros, Eli Knight, and this is before T Baby jumped on board, and got them to agree to do a live stream. Mace the Pain got them to agree to do a live stream with me, and those are the first people that I got to talk about live to this show about the books, and it always meant so much for me, you know. Now going back into it real quick, like when that woman, she told me, kill yourself, that your kids would be better off without me. See, I mean, she just didn't say that just because to say it. Like she knew, like I've had problems in my life with depression, suicide, my whole life. I come from a very violent place in Queens, New York, very violent. And I've done a lot of things in my life that I am not proud of that I did. And I've done these things to survive. I haven't done these things because I thought it was cool or anything like that. I did it for my family. I had to drop out of school when I was seventh grade to sell drugs to take care of my family because they didn't have money to pay rent or for food. And when I did these things and stuff I had to do to survive, to make sure my sister could survive and my mother, make sure everything would work out. It wasn't because I thought that this was a good lifestyle or anything, but when you're When you're that age, it's no one hiring you. All you have is the people on the streets to hire you. I've been I've been shot at. I've been stabbed, been physically shot with bullets multiple times. And that's when I had to move out of there. After all this stuff that was going on, I had no choice but to move and get out and move to upstate New York. So I have suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder just from where I live. And you may say, listen, you wasn't in no war, you wasn't in anything like that. You didn't go to growing up where I grew up was a war zone. Every day. Every day my life was on the line. And I used to wake up and me and my people just talking like, yo, we ain't gonna make it to 18, 19. We ain't never gonna see 21. So we might as well just do what the fuck we gonna do. And I've lost so many people, so many that died 18 years old, 19 years old. And the fact that I was able to make it is just a blessing. When I've lost so many friends that deserve to be here. I know so many people that were better than me, much better than me. And I'm here. And sometimes I feel guilty. Like, why? Why am I here? And they're not here. People who would protect me when I was younger and everything else all gone. So when she was saying those things to me, she knew this stuff about me. She wasn't just saying these things. She knew that it was possible. It was possible for me to do it. And at that time in my life, it was possible. And I've contemplated it so many times. I mean, I've held the gun in my hand and I was going to do it so many times. But I'm going to tell you what, coming on this goddamn YouTube channel, when I came on here and I met y'all and I met everybody here, and I got the comments from all y'all, and I said, you know what? I could do something, man. I could do something. I could build something here. I can do something, and be successful. Something that when I'm done, that my kids can look back on and say, you know what? My father did this. And that's what kept me going. Excuse me. I'll be back. 1 second. 1 second. All right, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it was y'all, every one of y'all who watched my videos, every one of y'all who commented, everyone helped me. It was times when I was in that apartment, and I was doing those things, and I was struggling, and I didn't have anything, and it was y'all who sent me dough, who told me to go on, who watched my videos to make me dough, that got me there. That kept me alive, really kept me on this planet. I wouldn't be talking to you today if it wasn't for you. So I just want you to know how much you truly mean to me. When I say this, I'm not playing with you. When I tell you like I love you guys, I love you guys. I had nothing but love for you. And that's just the truth. And I've had some up and downs on YouTube, and that means nothing in the real deal, in the real picture, or anything. You know, It was y'all people who kept me here, kept me going. And I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me alive. Times that most likely I probably would not be here if it wasn't for y'all. So just know that you really mean a lot to me. I mean, I remember when I went to the first con, I was at the first con, and that not the first con of Thrones. I went out there in Nashville, and I had drove down there, and I only had like, I don't know, I had enough money to drive down there, stay in a hotel, and drive back. And I had no money for nothing else, zero. But I just wanted to be a part of it so bad. And it was y'all, the fans, who see me, dudes see me, bought me food, took me out, brought me food, and did all that. When I was coming back from there, from that con, my tire on my car had wires hanging all out of it. And I was scared to drive back. Cause I was like, I'm just gonna die on the highway. There's no way this is not gonna blow up. And it was a Sunday. It was y'all. I'm not gonna say her name and everything else because she probably doesn't want me to say it, but she sent me dough and said, "Yo, get yourself a tie and get yourself home, man." And I'll never be eternally grateful for that. You know, eternally grateful for it. So, it's just when I say this, and I don't want this to be this. We're gonna have a good time here. I promise you. But I just want to get this all out and let you know, that I really appreciate all of y'all so much for sticking with me throughout these years, for watching my videos, for even if you didn't agree with them or anything, putting your comments on there. Like, some of my best comments and my best times I've had was people who didn't agree with me. You know what I mean? That's how me, my man, makes the pain got down. You know what I mean? Just know that I truly love you and I truly appreciate you. I appreciate everything you have done for me 100%. And that's from the bottom of my heart. And I appreciate you, Sharon. Thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. Again, if you could send it, I see people sending it here. That's fine. If you can't send it on the Cash App, you could put it on here. But if you can, I'd rather you put it on the Cash App because YouTube takes a bunch of money out of it and stuff and everything else. So now that I've gotten out all that emotional stuff out of the way, now it's time for us to celebrate. So I got shot. We drinking Henny Pure White up in here, right here, right. We got this right here. We gonna get this popping. Teflon TV, and to you, because I wouldn't be here without you. All right, that is what it is. Now, I've had the privilege of working with a lot of people on my channel. I have always had people coming out there, and I did see some super chats up here. Let me get to, because I seen them up here, and I'm sorry. Let me go back here and see if I can grab them real quick. All right here from Elsa says, Tony, you are here because Allah or God wants you to serve your purpose. I cannot speak on your loved one's loss. Grief is real. Use this platform as it helped me through a horrible divorce. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And I agree 100%. You know what I mean? I'm here. I believe is God, Allah, whoever you wish to say, Alhamdulillah. All right, Alhamdulillah. I would say that you're right. He works through mysterious ways and works through people, works through all people and everybody. So I 100% agree with you, and thank you so much for the super chat. So he says, congrats. I said, congrats, Tony. Has been a long road, but you're still here, brother. I know your story because it's mine. Growing up in Chicago, I've been where you are standing and still standing, bro. We are still standing. And yes, it's no, when you don't let me make you think that where I grew up in Queens, New York is just subject to Queens, New York. You know, there's a billion people who tell you the same story. You know what I mean? Where they grew up and what they've had to do to survive and stuff, you know? And that's just what it is. But we are here. We have made it. We made it through, and it's only to bigger and better things. Bigger and better things. That's what's going to be here. So I've had the luxury of having many few partners, but I've had a couple of partners that mean the world to me, you know, and that meant the world to me. Number one, I would have to say my first partner ever was a woman named Bar DePoto. She contacted me and said that she would like to do work with me and do streams on after Game of Thrones, and she came up with the whole segment and everything else. And I shit the bed on the first one so bad. I was so nervous, and I shit the bed on it so fucking bad. But she stuck with me, and her stuff was so much better than mine. She was so highly polished. Everything was just great with her and everything else. You know what I mean? And she stuck with me and rocked with me, and we called it the T&B Q&A show, and I loved doing that show. That was my partner. That was my girl. And then my next partner, and Sue's still my partner from that, was the one and only Elamar. And I met Elamar at the con, and after just hanging out with her and everything else, and we clicked very much so. And I asked her if she would do the podcast with me, if she would rock with me, and she graciously said yes. And we started the Lady in the Dom podcast, and it's still going to this day. We're still doing it, and I want to give a shout out. Thank you, Elamar. I want to thank BarTube. I want to thank Elamar. For agreeing to rock with me. Not many people did at that time. No one did. You know what I mean? So just the fact that y'all are willing to, work with me and put up with me and everything else, I truly truly appreciate it so much. That you took the time, especially when you deal with Bar, and I said and her stuff was so good and she was so polished and the videos were so smooth, and I was just so shitty back then. That it was just an Elamar has, anything. I mean, I have run that woman ragged. I said, we started doing Game of Thrones, and we started going back and doing book theories. And I was like, no, let's change it and let's do some hip hop stuff. And here she is. She did the hip hop stuff with me. We did the interview with Big Jeff, who was one of the leaders of the Zulu Nation. We just did this, we did other shows and everything else, and then we were going to move it over to real true crime, and then we did some true crime stuff, and we did the Aaron Hernandez stuff, and we were doing that and everything else. And she was Elamar. Every time I was just all over the motherfucking place, and every time Elamar was like, yep, let's do it. Yep, let's do it. Yep, we can make this work. Yep, we can do this. And she never complained. She never said anything at all. Like, oh, you're all over the place, my dude. I can't do this. She never said anything like that whatsoever. She always had my back, and she always was there. And I love her so much, and she knows that. And if she could come on here, I would have her on here right now. You know what I mean? But I have, but we were all over the place, but we did some successful stuff, and we're still doing it. We're gonna get something out there. We're gonna narrow it down to one of these streams. One time we're gonna narrow it down, and we're gonna get something going and everything else. So I have nothing but love for you. You've been my rock, doing this YouTube thing for a very long time, and I truly appreciate it. We have another super chat coming in here and everything. This is from JD. I do believe that's JD the Dragon, my brother. He said, 10 years, congrats, Tony. I've always been playing rocking you, whether it's been a drunken at round table at a Ram Street or behind the scenes. Keep rocking, my brother. Yeah, those are some of the funnest times we have, the drunk Game of Thrones stream. So what had happened was that I was doing so many videos, and I was putting videos out every day, and I was trying to put stuff out there. And in the beginning, when I first started, probably for the first 2-3 years, I didn't even consider doing YouTube. I didn't think about it as like money or anything else like that. And I would get here a little dough here and there and everything else. But it was, but it was just just to do it. And so, people like my man Don Willie, he would come in the comment section, you know what I mean? And Don the Cracking Wit, they would come in the comment section and they would leave these paragraphs long, so these long as paragraphs. and I couldn't just read them all. I was like, dude, it's too much. It's too much. So I told him, I was just like, yo, man, you know what I mean? You know, I was like, you gotta write down. Let's put this on there. How about that? How about if I do that for you? So I'm just like, yo, dude, right now. I was like, you have to start your own channel because you got too much stuff to say. I can't get on there. I can't do this all the time. So Don Willie, Don the Kraken Wit, they started their own stuff, and then they started the Hypes Watch group. You know, and it was kind of like, you know, if you ever seen like a podcast of Ice and Fire, well, the Small Council would have been considered a podcast of Ice and Fire. And then they had a group called the Vassals of the King's Grave, and that's what the Hypes Watch was, the Vassals of the King's Grave. And that's you get JD the Dragon, you get all the great people that came through there. You get AK-47, you get Don Willie, you get Timo. Not Timo, not Timo. No, I'm forgetting everybody's name. Sweet YFT came through there. You got T Baby who did stuff on there. You got Tinker Jasso who was on there, and everybody else. Let me get a shout out to Mike Hayner, who's saying out here, I'm hanging out with Harold and some Coors Light bottles tonight. Give us a shout out. You got your shout out. You see that? You got your shout out, man. You definitely got your shout out. I hope you appreciate it. What up to Harold? What up to my man Mike Hayter? I have not seen them both in a very long time and everything. I hope everything is going well with them. And the fact that they even here watching me do this is just obviously, as always, a thug mug is in hand. And this thug mug, you know, this was a fan who sent me this thug mug, who gave me this. I didn't come up with this. A fan sent me this to me. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? So everything, you know, I owe to y'all cats. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So definitely had that. Obviously, Phil the Issues guy, if he was here, he'd be able to jump on. I don't want to put pressure on LMR and try to get her to come on here or anything else like that because she probably can't. Let me tell you, I got more super chats. Jenna sent me another super chat, $25 for being my safe place. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Carl will sent me a super chat. Thanks for the helping us a lot more than you know. Thank you so much. You know, as much as I might has helped you, is not as much as y'all have helped me. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, you know, and that is true. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to put it in the chat. You know what I mean? You could put pressure on LMR if you want to put pressure on LMR. But I guess we have to do this. Listen, here we go. Teflon TV, we've been here for 10 years. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to be up in this place. You know what I mean? Again, send super chats. Jackie C is telling you right there, or super chats. If you can send them to the Cash App, please. Right there's the Cash App. It's easy, it's better, and YouTube does not take it. But if you cannot and you can only send them through YouTube, I truly appreciate sending them through YouTube. That's fine. And everything else. John, I've been with you since the Down with the Children of the Forest video. You know, I've made that Children of the Forest video, and I made all those videos, and I got laughed at with that. It was so funny. Like, no one believed me. Everyone's like, oh, you know what the fuck you're talking about, blah, blah. But then the show came on and everything else, and kind of proved me right with that. You know what I mean? So that's just what it was and stuff. I mean, if LMR could join us, you can. But what I said, I'm gonna put this right here. Let me see. Can I put that in there? There it is. I put the link. If anyone wants to come on here, now I'm not gonna have people on here all night long. If you want to come on here real quick, say what up to me. Jump on here, say what up to me, and everything else. That's the link. Just click on it. I'll see you in the ring. I'll bring you back. I'll put you on here real quick and stuff and say that. But I'm not gonna have people like rocking with me, forever, forever. Mod Mary, thank you for the super chat that you sent me in the Cash App and wishing me 10 more years. I truly appreciate it and everything else. John says, see, I totally agree with your children for us. That's what made me keep watching you. You and Quinn were the only people saying no. And Quinn said it because of me. Let's get it straight here. Quinn said it because he watched my shit. And then Quinn jumped up, which is fine, because he said some shit that I didn't think of. You know what I mean? But Quinn jumped on that. Quinn was my fan. A lot of these people have been here for so long, who started their channels and are very successful, and I have nothing but love for them all. And I'm so happy for their success. A lot of these people were fans of my channel, goddammit. Kelly Johnson has become a what? Is that a member? Thank you so much, Kelly Johnson. I appreciate that. It means the world to me. That means the world to me, So let's not get twisted though, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, they say that Don Tony Teflon is the OG of this, that is facts. That is facts. I am the OG of this whole situation, and that's it. We got another super chat from Eric. Thank you. So happy 10th anniversary from my man, Big E. Thank you so much, Big E. I truly, truly appreciate it, man, without a shadow of a doubt. I appreciate anyone who's taking time this Saturday night to come out here and everything else. Christina the Sphinx has become a member. Let's go through Christina the Sphinx, who just became a member of the Don Tony Teflon's channel. So I met all of this when I was out here doing this, you know what I mean, in the beginning, and there was no black people up in there, only T Baby and me was up in here rocking this thing, and T Baby, she came on and everything else, you know what I mean? And when she came on, everything I said, someone said another super chat from Charlie Johnson, I became soldier status. I've been a member forever. Thank you so much, Kelly. I truly appreciate it. I'm glad that you talk about soldier status and that you have been on here for a while when we were doing all that good stuff and everything, when you talk about people I got nothing but love for LML and all those people. And if you ask those people, you ask LML, say who was the first channel who put you on this thing, they'll tell you that he was rocking on my channel. You know what I mean? Because I see the dude, I thought the dude had talent. And when I see people I thought had talent, I put them on my channel to try to get them out there to the masses, because I'm always wanting to spread talent and I always want to show love to people and everything else. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So Christina the Sphinx, I needed people to have my back, because listen, so there's certain toxicity about certain people in this fandom, and that was just me out here. You know what I mean? You know, you know what I mean. So it's just, it was just to the point where I needed people to have my back. I have no one out there, you know what I mean, to have my back and everything else. So Christina the Sphinx came with her sister. She came with Monero Geek TV, AK-47. She came with the Black Wildling, and that was my backup. Those are my sisters, and those are my people, and everything else. And I was so proud of them and so happy to have them start and everything else. You know what I mean? That's just what it was and everything. Bridge 4 in the building. You should be on this fucking stream with me, Bridge. you know, uh, and they all had my back, and I had their back, and I loved them. When I first went to A Song of Ice and FireCon, I went there strictly with the intentions of meeting the Not So Silent Sisters. I went there. That was the only reason. It was at the Dirty Dancing spot, and I wanted to go to the shot place where they shot Dirty Dancing, because everyone who knows me knows that's my favorite movie of all time. So I wanted to go there too, but it was to meet them. I wanted to meet them in person. And that is what it is, and that is why I've been there. So what up to my girl Teo? Thank you so much. Thank you, Bridge 4, for rocking out. And you should be here with me, Bridge. We're gonna get to my other partners and stuff like that. My boy Bridge 4 and my man Phil the Issues guy. We're gonna talk about them in a little bit. But no, that is what it was. And let's talk, going back to LMR. I'm friends with Bridge 4 through LMR. Like LMR was the bridge, no pun intended, to me and Bridge 4. You know what I mean? Because she would tell me that, oh, he likes your channel. He's a fan of your channel. He's a fan of your work. And I was like, what? This dude really likes my shit? No, you're lying. And she's like, I'm telling you, he does. I'm telling you. And I was like, no way, not at all. And she was like, I'm telling you, he's telling me all the time, you're his favorite channel. He likes watching your stuff the best. And I was like, there's no way, and then it was true. Like me and Bridge got cool and everything else. And it was all because of LMR. She was the bridge to me and Bridge 4. And then Bridge is one of my best friends. Like when I look at I have people on here and I have people on here that are cool with me, that I've done stuff with. But there's so few of them that I actually consider like my friends. And Bridge 4 is one that he's like my brother, and he is my true friend. When you Bridge, and I'm talking about guys, I'm going through guys right here and everything else, you know what I mean? And see, let's highlight that, Bridge. Everybody knows that. But you know, Bridge, Phil, when I deal with like those dudes, Bridge Phil, Don Willie, you know what I mean? Don the Kraken Wit. I deal with these dudes and everything else. Like these is like my real friends. Like those are my people. Now Bridge, I don't make levels for this shit because it wouldn't be fair to other people. But Bridge and Phil, those are my motherfucking men right there. You know what I'm saying? And everything else. Love them so much. You know what I mean? And Bridge has given me so much advice and everything else throughout the years of thumbnail advice and everything else and all that. And I wouldn't have been successful without them. You know what I mean? Without it. DJ Zero, congratulations, Mr. Intelligence. I mean, listen, we'll take it. It sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds good. Yes, we are the best looking group on YouTube. I think so. I agree. I agree. Shout out. I hold the glass up to Bridge 4, Fill the Issues guy, for rocking with me, for just rock with me as much as you have. It means a lot to me, Bridge. I know you know already. I ain't even gotta tell you, you already know. You know what I mean? But it means a lot. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Shout out to you. Shout out to y'all, without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. I got nothing but love for all y'all. Thank you so much, Cheyenne. This is. I don't know if you want me to read this whole comment you sent me. I don't know, so I'm not going to because I would need I would need confirmation to read that. But no, I got it, and know that I've read it, and I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me, 100%. You know. Yes, cheers to the usual suspects. And Carla Way and everything else. Fritz Maz, thank you, 420. Thank you for the super chat. Y'all just lacing me with super chats. I truly appreciate it. I do. Luna, are you still on Patreon? I am still on Patreon. I don't have that many Patreons left. I don't have that many. But if you want to hit me on Patreon, I would appreciate it. You know what I mean? I don't have that many Patreons, but I would love for you to be one. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? That is just what it is. It looks like a wrench party. I make a lot of people, you know what I mean? I make people mods in my chat because I trust y'all. And I had to. So reason why I had to do it was because, and that goes back to talking about the not so silent sisters. You know what I mean? OTDA has become a member. Thank you so much, OTDA. Truly appreciate it. You know, I had people coming on here impersonating me, using my thumbnail, going into the Not So Silent Sisters chat. That's Christina the Sphinx and them underneath my chat, under my name, and calling them N-word bitches and this, that, and everything else. I had these same person come into my chat when I was doing with Mogini Linguini, and don't let me forget Mogini Linguini. We're gonna talk about Mo. We're gonna definitely talk about Mo. And coming to mind, putting racist stuff in my chat and everything else. And putting pictures of dicks up, this, that, niggas, y'all niggas talking this, y'all niggas doing this and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And I trusted that to y'all. I said, these are my peoples right here. I'm gonna do the show because many times I was about to stop the show, and I was like, the show got to go on. It's got to go on. This is what they want, and I trusted it to y'all. I said, I'm gonna put these mods and mods that I trust, the people I know that got my back, and they gonna take care. And I just tell you, whack them when they come in here. Put the hit out on them. Anyone who came in there. So it was y'all, and thank you so much. Why so curious for becoming a member. It was y'all who did that for me and allowed me to continue the shows. And listen, we go through ups and downs, you know what I mean? Doing what we can do and everything else. We going through a lot of things, doing what we can do, trying to make it in this world. And thank you, Smoking Too Hard, for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. You know, gone through a lot, ups and downs and everything else, just for what we doing. Talking about a fucking book. Talking about a book series. That's all it is. You know what I mean? That's all he's trying to do. And to get called the N-word, I had people leave comments in there said, hey, do you peel bananas with your feet? And because the internet makes it so that people who know would get knocked the fuck out and punched in the face. All of a sudden now they feel bold and they can say stuff because they can hide and stuff. That's what the internet has made. So all these people come out the woodwork. But it was y'all mods who allowed us to, continue the show and continue everything else and not have to deal with that. So let me thank you, all you mods, for everything. OTDA, one of the greatest mobs, Jackie C, Mod Mary, all y'all people who was out there modding my stuff, making sure we can get through and everything else. I truly appreciate it so much and everything else like that. But that's what it is. And you can ask Christina Spink, she'll tell you what we had to deal with going there and everything else. But again, we're not going to harp on negative times or bad times. We're not going to talk anything like that. We are here to celebrate 10 years of Teflon TV. We're going to try to go 10 more. Listen, I don't know. 10 years, I'm wearing glasses now. Next 10 years, I might come back in this motherfucker with a cane or something. And shout out to Chrissy of Old Stones from Queens, as Bridgeforth said, the Queen of Mods and everything else. You know what I mean? And all that good stuff and everything. So yeah, no, we've had it was a lot. What the fuck is Phil? I know people are asking for Phil. People, let me see what I can do. Guys, super chat. Let's go through it. Man, Kelly Johnson said, T, could you tell us about your boys Tyson's life? I can, and I would love to. So my brother Tyson, who just passed away, he is you can go on, if you Google Tyson Fowler Lyme disease, you can see everything about that and everything else. But it's my brother, and and Tyson was again someone great looking guy, could jump out of the building playing basketball, dunk when he was in eighth, ninth grade, dunking 360. Got scouted by the New York Yankees for pitching, and he wound up getting infected by a tick, but it went undiagnosed for over 2 years. So by the time they diagnosed it, it was way too late. And eventually he lost the use of all of his limbs. First, it started with, I remember the first time we seen the sign of it, we didn't know. It was me, him, Chris Quackenbush, and we were going from Jim's Irish Harbor over to Brown's. And when we were walking over there, he fell down. And I was just like, oh, this is just Tyson being drunk. And we got over there and everything else. And he fell down again on the walk back. And again, we just thought it was It was New Year's Eve, and we just thought it was this Tyson drunk fucking around. And I guess that was the beginning signs of the disease kicking in and stuff. Eventually, he wound up losing all function, not being able to move any part of his body at all. I remember went from crutches, then to the wheelchair, and then having to blow in the tube in the wheelchair to move around, so he couldn't move anything. And he just recently passed away. Passed away. It was a decision, not a decision, but it was, he lived like that, well, mobile, unable to move for a couple of years. And his beautiful wife, Anne, took the best care of my friend. He could not ask for a more heavenly angel then his wife, Ann, who loved him through the whole thing, loved him. I don't think she met him. She didn't meet him. She knew him. She met him when he was sick. The stuff didn't deteriorate and everything else. But you know, she just took the best care of my friend that anyone could ever ask, and you could never ask for someone to love you as much as she loved him. And I would love to have someone love me as much as she loves him. Maybe I do. Maybe we do. We'll see in life. But I'm pretty sure. But she did the best she could. She couldn't ask for care. He went overseas to get treatment. He did everything. She was there by his side the whole time, and he's so far, and he succumbed to the disease. And I am so sad that he has, but I'm so happy that he's no longer suffering. And I will always cherish every time and every moment that I had with him and everything else that I got to share with him, and anything I could do to his children to try to explain to him how much I cared and tell them about their father, I will in the future. So that shout out to my man. I'm gonna hold this glass and hold this Doug mug up and drink for my man Tyson and my man TA, who passed away a little bit before him. TA was the first black man in upstate New York that I knew that owned his own business, owned his own bar, and did everything out here. So shout out for him. You know what I mean? To my man TA, who passed away from cancer, uh, maybe a month before Tyson did. It was very hard for me these last couple of times. Very, very hard for me. Thank you, Angie, for the super chat. Says you can do 10 more. No, I got 10 more in me. I got 10 more in me. I mean, is there a Viagra pill for YouTube? Because if there is a Viagra pill for YouTube, the Don will be popping it. You all right? You know what I mean? I'll be popping it. It's like just like in my life. If the Don got to take the pill to get the thrill, shit. You know I'm gonna do it, goddamn. You know I'm gonna do it. I'll be out this motherfucker sitting here waiting for this damn Windsor Winter book, which I don't give a fuck if you have to haul me out in the goddamn stretcher. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out here on the stretcher. You know what I mean? Talking about this thing like I was right. I told y'all. I told y'all, motherfuckers, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I told you I was right. You see, finally, it's been confirmed. Finally, it's been confirmed. Right? Without a shadow of doubt, that is what it is. Carla's Wade's kids will be 30 years old. You know what I mean? Carla Wade's kids be 30. Carla have grandkids and shit. She'll have grandkids. She'll still be performing, going out there doing the thing and shit. They'll be singing themselves, and everything else. That's what it'll be. But when it happens, we gonna still be here doing what we do. We gonna still be doing that. And when I say doing what we do, and you hear that come out of my mouth, that comes from one motherfucking person, and that is my man Linguini. Right? You know what I mean? Mogini Linguini. He's the doing what we do. That's his line. And I bet Mo, as I met everybody else coming up in the chat, putting comments in my comment section. And I always ask people to jump on with me and everything else. And I asked Mo, I said, Mo, why don't you jump up on here with me, man? Why don't you jump up on here with me? He jumped up on Teflon TV and motherfucker sound just like Chris Rock. I mean, he came up on this shit because I never heard this nigga voice before. You know what I'm saying? I just seen him in the comment section. And I was like, yo, why don't you just jump up on here with me, man? And he jumped up on here with me. And this motherfucker sound just like, I mean, this like Chris Rock. I did not forget Nico. I brought up Nico already, Daryl. I brought Nico up. But we talk about her. We can talk about Nico. But I was like, he sounded just like Chris Rock. And when he came on my channel, after he came on my channel, he got bombarded. Everybody was like, hey, yo, you jump on my channel. You jump on my channel, Mo. I want you on my channel, Mo. I want you on my channel. Everybody wanted on this channel. everybody. And I told him, I was like, listen, man, don't spread yourself too thin. I'm not telling you not to do it, but I'm saying don't send yourself too thin and everything else. And then we wound up doing the Bareback Barbarians. We had a channel called Street Talk New York, me, Mo Genie. We did that. We did that side channel and everything else. And that was we were doing really good. We had chick Laura was on there with us, who has our channel is called Purplex, and she's from New York. And we were doing really good. Damn, it was good shows we were doing there on Street Talk New York. You can go, it's still up there, Street Talk New York. If you want to see it, it's there. You look it up, it's there. I haven't never deleted it. And we're doing damn good shows. And I really thought it was good. But life gets in the way of situations. Laura moved to Alabama. Ogini was doing his thing, so we had to shut that stuff down and everything else. And that's it. So the chick from Ireland, I don't know you're talking about. If you're talking about the chick from Israel, we talked about her a little earlier, and that was Bar del Porto. We talked about her a little earlier, and got nothing but love for Bar. But Nico, Lena, people brought up Nico. So let me talk a little bit. Darren, thank you so much. Darrell, sorry. So I can only see half of this shit for some reason popping up. But thank you so much for Daryl for becoming a member on the channel. Truly appreciate it. So you know what I mean? Top Shelf Fandom, thank you so much, Justin. I really appreciate it, man. 100%. We'll talk about Justin too in a little bit. We'll go through everybody, right? So when I was doing the small council and everything else, you gotta look at it like me. Like I talked a little bit earlier. If people haven't been here, I'm not gonna go back and rehash. You have to go back and look. I'm not gonna do that again. But my upbringing and everything else and what I've been through in my life. But you're talking about, listen, yeah, Charlie in Westeros was going to school to be a lawyer. You had LaDonna, who was a lawyer. You had James, who was going to get his bar, becoming a lawyer. He did eventually become a lawyer. You had Nico, who's a fucking astrophysicist, like a dead ass astrophysicist, was on the cover of fucking her machine she invented was on with her team, but she was part of it. Was on Scientific America magazine cover because they discovered some dark matter part, how to detect dark matter in the fucking space. And you got me, some dude from Queens, New York. Some guy who used to hustle in Queens. And the fact that I was even able to get up there, talk my shit with him. People like, I would have never ever been able to even interact with people like that. I used to always joke to James and LaDonna, and you could ask them. I was like, I never get a chance to talk to y'all people unless I was hiring y'all motherfuckers when I was in trouble. I was telling the motherfuckers, I said, all the time I got to talk to y'all motherfuckers when I hired your asses. But here I am, having talked about this book series that I love with them on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Hanging out with them on a regular basis and all that stuff. Brienne, Fed's sister, thank you so much. I love your name so much. And, I don't know if you're a fat sister, but if you say so, I'm going to say so. Thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. But I would say, it was a great opportunity for me to talk to him and everything else. And I used to always get on stream and I would joke. I'd be like, aha, my friends are smarter than yours. But when it comes down to what it does is like, when these people are extremely smart and they took it times, but when it comes down to it, it comes down to this. Don Tony Teflon is extremely smart man too. I may not have the schooling that they had or anything else like that, but I have life experiences and I'm an extremely intelligent individual, if I do say so myself. You know what I mean? That I'm able to talk to them and debate with them and win debates with them on a regular basis, if I do say so myself. You know what I mean? Because of what I got and my knowledge. And I have an incredible memory. And that's one of my things that I passed on to my daughter, Chloe. I have a really talented, gifted memory. Sometimes it's terrible because I remember too much. you know what I mean, in my life, and it's hard for me to let stuff go. But because of this, I was able to hold debates with them and beat them and everything else, you know what I mean? And and have a great time with them. You know what I mean? And yes, Lady Challenge, you 100% right. I turned my pain right into power. You know what I mean? Squisher King, Tony was the Stannis. Yeah, when I was defending Stannis back then, when we first started, no one liked Stannis. Listen, all this whole like Stannis the man and shit, and everybody else liking Stannis. Listen, believe you me, and I'm telling you the truth. You know what I mean? No one gave a fuck about Stannis back then. Everyone hated him. It was me. I was on an island back then. And then all of a sudden, I remember it, like this big swell of Stannis fans all of a sudden popped up, and I was like, it was just me. It was just me. It was nobody back then, and it was just me, and everybody had so much craziness to say, you know what I mean, about him, and then I was like, everybody, all of a sudden, all these fucking Spanish fans came out of nowhere. I was like, where the fuck y'all come from? I've been up here repping from day one, and now all of a sudden, y'all come up here. That y'all here. That's what it was. But that was facts, man. It was facts. It was just me up in this motherfucker, man, for a very long time. And Telltale still hates stamps. Telltale. And this is another person like Telltale. You know what I mean? And I just got a new Patreon. Thank you so much for becoming my Patreon. I truly appreciate you for becoming the Patreon. Let's go through some of this because I haven't caught up. Let's go through it. Uh did I catch up on everything? Mary Jacobs, Eric Flores, Kelly. I think we got that. We got that. Blah blah. We did this. All right. So we have caught up on all that. I have a new Patreon. Take get that away. Uh, and all right. We are caught up now. We have caught up. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. That is what it is. And you know what I mean? And quarterback. And thank you so much. All right, so let's go. Bridge should join. He won't join him. He should join. I don't know why Bridge wouldn't join. It's foul. No, I'm just playing with Brett. It's not foul. Let me see if I can get people to come on here with me. People. Uh, as always, I will contact Phil and see if he is free. I don't want to put him on the spot or anything else like that. But obviously, I'll contact him, man. And let me yeah, get in there, Bridge. You see, Bridge, people want to see you in there. I listen. Let's see. We'll send Bridge the link, and we'll see. We don't put pressure. Don't put Bridge. I have to do go to special places to get the link to Bridge. So it's like I had to go all the way over here to different things and everything else. Right? All right, we'll put it in there, but we're gonna hold him to it. If he can't do it, he can't do it. You know what I mean? That's fine. So let's not hold it against him if he can't get in there. But we did put it in there for him and everything else. Paging girl, thank you so much. All these names that I see up in here and everything else and all that. I truly appreciate. But like people like Teo Teo. This is a beautiful black woman who was a DA. I do believe she was a prosecutor. Were you a prosecutor? I think you're a prosecutor in LA, who knew Kamala Harris from her days in the office. This is who's in my chat right now. You know what I mean? And I would like to say that, and what I'm trying to stress when I say things like that, and I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Yep, she was a prosecutor. She knew Kamala Harris. She worked with her and everything else in the chat right there. And I'm not trying to say things, you know what I mean, like to put people out there or anything else like that. But what I'm saying is that this book series has taken people from all different walks of life who normally wouldn't communicate with each other and has brought them together for the love of this book. That's what George R. R. Martin has done. And if his legacy is anything, I would hope that people would use that as his legacy. That whether you're black, white, Asian, descent, or anything, you were able to come together and share a love of something and find love. Whether you were in Queens like me doing what I was doing, or you were a lawyer or astrophysicist, librarian, football player, whatever it was, you know what I mean? Was able to do these things. You were able to be together because of this book. And to me, that will always be George R. R. Martin's legacy to me. That's what I always think about. You know what I mean? Paging girl, thank you so much. And everything else. I truly appreciate your comment there. If you're saying thank you for your superb comment. Spinks, I had tons of fun on your stream the other night. Yes, listen, Spinks is doing a thing on the streams every Sunday. Definitely check her out. Check her out. You know what I mean? It's my girl, man. Check out and do everything else. What's to my girl Jess Britt, the horse rider, the horse wrangler up in the building and everything else. Rocking with it. You know, so it comes down to and everything else about love, understanding, and this showmanship. I guess when you deal with me, you know what I mean. I tried to put the showmanship, and it was up to you. Another thing that was up to y'all, you know, when the Con of Thrones first happened. Now, I'm be honest with you about this. Like, I wasn't asked to be on any of the panels at all. No one, you know, came to me and said, "Hey, Tony," and other YouTubers were, and they were kind of like all like bragging about it that they were going to be on Con of Thrones and everything else, and like, you know, not saying they was trying to say, Tony Teflon, you're not going to be on it. We're going, they weren't like that, but they were, you know what I mean. They were, you know, they were pretty happy about it. So I was like, who did I go to? I went to y'all, you people, my people. And I said, listen, there's a lady, her name is Sue the Goddamn Fury. And she's running this Con of Thrones shit. And I need y'all to go on her Twitter and bombard her and let her know that you want to see the Don Tony Teflon on Con of Thrones panel. And what happened? What happened? She contacted me and said, yo, if you wanted to be on, all you had to do was ask me. You didn't have to have all these people come at me because y'all came at her on Twitter, let her know what the deal was. And she put me on a panel. And she put me on a few panels. And when I was on the panels, I ripped those panels down. Rip them down. And got, you know, watchers on the wall, wrote articles about me and everything else, how I was ripping these panels down. And I went there with no ammunition. I didn't go there with nothing written down. I went there with just the Don. You know what I mean? I went there with just my dick between my legs and my queen swagger. And I got that shit done. You know what I mean? And that's just what it was. You know what I mean? We blew that shit down. And that's all because, see, when I tell you, like, all this stuff is because of y'all. Because of y'all. Because of y'all, I've got her. When I got the interview with Steve Toussaint, you know what I mean? It's because I had to defend him I was defending him, and he noticed it. That I was defending him from all the trolls that were coming at him. And I was there, and I told him straight up, and Steve's that's my man. That's my motherfucking man. You know what I mean? That's my dude. That's not some guy interview. That's my fucking man right there. You know what I mean? And he teed me up, and he was like, "Yo, man, good looks for, you know, defending me through all this." You know what I'm saying? Good looks for defending me through everything and everything else. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. And he told me, he was like, listen, I told him, I said, listen, you know, I'm doing this YouTube thing and everything else. And he was like, yo, bro. He's like, listen, man. And Sarah Charles, don't go. I'm gonna talk about you next. Just stay there. Don't leave. I'm gonna say something about you, Sarah. Right after I get past this thing. I promise. Don't leave. All right. But so I was out there, and he was like, listen, bro, I promise you. He's like, listen, I'm once I'm able to do interviews, and I'm able to do that, I'm gonna get at you. This is back before the show was shot and everything else and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And I was like, cool. But he's busy, he's doing his thing. So the show comes out, and then it's about to come out, and he's doing all these interviews, he's going on all entertainment tonight and everything else like that. And then I get an email from HBO, emails me, tells me like, yo, Steve Toussaint personally wants you to do an interview with him and blah blah, this, that, and the other. And I was like, what? Really? And after that, I get on the interview, and he was giving people like five. It was like 5 minutes. HBO was like 5 minutes, and I was in there and I was doing the interview. I was in there. I was in there with I was in there with like maybe 15 other people. Like you signed on to this thing and everything else. And he seen me. He was like, Tone, what's going on? And I was like, what's going on, bro? He's like, yo, Tony, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. He started talking to me, and he whispered to somebody. And then next thing you know, they're like, Tony, stay or we're gonna put you in a private room. And he took me, put me in a private room, and then he was like, he's like, he's like, I would love to give you more time, but I got so many people. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes, and I'm only giving people 5, but I'm gonna give you 10. And so we go a little bit over, we do. And that's how that whole thing went about. You know what I mean? So he's a man of his word, and we've been cool ever since. Like if you listen, if you don't believe that we could be cool, like look at the post I be putting up. You see, like my shit all the time. That's my man. That's my dude. You know what I mean? With that, and I got nothing but love for. All right, Sarah Charles. So let Sarah Charles, the wine mom, who I have her. Let me say this real quick. And Cece, you're leaving. I love you, Miss Duncan Latour, and I'm sorry you have to go. And but know that I love you. All right, so Sarah Charles, the wine mom. Let me break it down. So Sarah is like one of the first people that actually asked to take a picture with me when she met me in person. Like when I went to the con and I met Sarah, like she's one of the first people actually, and it was like very jarring to me that someone would ever actually ask to take a picture of me. That's I didn't realize that my fame or my stardom or anything else was rising or anything like that back then or anything. But it wasn't until then, and she was so nice to me. You know what I mean? So nice to me. Oh, she was so nice to me and everything else. And and she's always been nice to me. And I've had beef with people who have tried to say stuff with me on say stuff on Twitter and everything. And Sarah has always been there. She's always supported me. She has always been there for me as much. And she has the most beautiful little girls and everything else. And they are fans of the channel also and everything else. So, you know, she had problems with people, and I told her I was gonna come out to her state and deal with them for her and everything else. No problem, because that's how much love I got for Sarah. So I would just like to let you know, Sarah, thank you so much just for being supportive of the channel. Thank you so much just for being my friend in the end, and everything else, and just supporting me throughout everything. And I'm not gonna go into details, a lot of stuff and everything else, but you know what I'm talking about. So I truly appreciate it. One second, one second. Talking to Phil real quick. All right, yeah. So I talked to Phil right now, real quick, but he is doing a Last of Us stream. I guess The Last of Us must have came out early this week. He's doing that and he's setting up for that and preparing for that and everything else. So obviously, if you're into The Last of Us, no doubt, go and check out Phil the Issues guys. Ciao, Siren Thomas. Look at you. I have not seen you in a very long time, Siren. I have not seen you in a long time, Siren, but it is so good to see you, and so good to see you, and everything else. Thank you for coming on here and rocking with me. I have nothing but love for you, Siren. Nothing but love and everything else. I will tell Phil. I'm sure. I'm sure he can. He is here in spirit and everything else, and he is saying everything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, and that is what it is and everything else. So I'm gonna try to talk. It's very hard for me to sit up here and talk by myself and all that stuff. It really is. I mean, I can. I've done it for hours. I've done some long ass streams before. You know what I mean? And I will do my best to continue because I have so many people that I have to that have to thank and everything else. And I'm going to go through them, everything else. So let me get through some more people. One that is truly means the world to me, uh, and everything is without a doubt the one, the only Gray Area. I have to give a special shout out for Greg. Thank you, John, for becoming a member of the channel. And please, yes, if you have super chats, send them to a Jackie C. It's showing them on the screen right there. I appreciate it because again, YouTube takes 40% of that shit. You know what I mean? And everything else. All right. So let me get shout out real quick to Gray. I'm talking Gray real quick. Let me get a shout out to Gray. Uh, when 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 I was started this channel, I had asked people for a long time, like, help. Why my videos weren't getting a lot of views? What could I do? What could I do? This, that, and everything else. And not a lot of people were willing to give that at all. Nothing. And I noticed Gray through Mojini. Mojini brought it to my attention, and had her on my channel. You know, like I have a lot of people had her on my channel, and Gray was after she was on my channel, she was doing a thing, she started to blow. I'm talking. I remember Mojini hit me up, and he was like, this chick Gray, man. He's like, she getting 500 subs a day. And I'm like, what? He's like, a day, yo. Her channel's going. She getting 500 subscribers every day, if not more. You know, she was rising really fast in the ranks and everything else, just shooting like it's shooting up there. And I was like, great. I was like, I don't understand it. And I went to her, I was like, I don't understand it. You know, putting these videos out and doing this, I'm doing that and everything else. And you know, she was the only one. And I say the only one, I really mean the only fucking one. The only one. After all the years I was doing it, she was the only one who said, listen, you got to use this system. It's a tag system. You got to tag your videos. You got to do this. I know nothing about that at all, you know. She walked me through it. She taught me it, how to do it, how to title my videos. She would make up titles for me. Title your video this. Title your video this. Put this in the description box. She would make thumbnails for me. Send me thumbnails that she made for my channel. She said, here, use this thumbnail. Here, I made this for you. And some of my biggest videos, you go back to them, you look at them, it was from her making the thumbnail and her telling me exactly how to title it, her teaching me how to tag shit, right? And then that's when I went from like 15,000 subscribers to like 40,000, 30,000, and all that. And it was all because of her doing that for me. No one else did it. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. So you know, I always have a really special you know heart place in my heart for Gray, and she always been my people. When people try to come at me and make shit up about me and say anything else and all that stuff, you know, Gray had my back. You know, I might have been canceled for something I and didn't do at all if it wasn't for Gray. You know, they tried hard to do it. They really did. And if it wasn't for Gray having my back, I quite possibly it could have happened to me. You know, so I got nothing but love for her. I always have love for her, and I got nothing but love for her, and I cherish her, and she knows this, and she knows I've said this to her before, and everything else. But that is what. We got somebody rocking with us. Who is it? It is the one, the
Whoa.
Prince Four in the building, rocking with us right now.
What's happening, dude?
What up, my brother? I haven't seen you in a long time. It's just good to see your face, bro. It
I
really is.
actually I just drank my first beer since our last stream, which is like December, November, maybe
I
December,
don't know
something
if
like that.
that's a bad thing. I don't, if that's a bad thing.
I had bought a 6-pack. I drank 2, and I had 4 sitting there for the last couple of months. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna crack them open because you were drinking. For the record, I would have had your back whenever that was going down on Twitter. I don't have Twitter though. I've never
I know
understood
you would have.
Twitter.
There's no doubt. I know.
Yeah.
I know that you would have. There's no doubt about that. Thank you, Melissa O, for the super chat. And she says you pull the strings for another 10 years. And yes, I will do my best to. Without a shower down. Thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. Bridge, I know you got my back, bro. I would never say that. I'm just going through the history line, you know what I mean, and everything else, and all that stuff. Oh, that Melissa. Oh, that's you, Phoenix Rising. Thank you so much, Phoenix Rising, for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. But no doubt about it, Bridge. I have 100% faith that, and you know how we do, man. We've talked about this off air and everything else. You know what it is, man. You know, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, I got love for you. Know how much I love you and everything else, and that's just what it is and everything else. All right, and everything else. So, Bridge, man, how's everything going, man?
Good. I got one update. Ready? This is gonna be kind of gross, a little bit gross. Ready? So about like 3 years ago, I saw like I think it was season. No, there's a long time ago, 5 or 6 years ago. I saw season 2 of The Last Kingdom, and I'm as straight as they come. But I had a man crush on my man Uhtred Ragnarsson, so I liked his season 2 haircut where he's got it shaved up on the sides and his ponytail. I started growing out my hair, and it's just like it's a totally unrealistic goal because I can shave up the sides, but then I got it really long. But it's like just like a rat tail in the back. He's got this nice wig, which is like big and poofy in the back. It looks like a badass Viking, right? So today I freaked out like 2 hours ago, and I cut off like 10 inches of hair. I just grabbed it and went snip. So right now my hair is like. I was like, God damn it, because like he looks so cool, and then the whole time I always done this like little man bun because otherwise I just had this little like rat tail on the back. I'm like, this is not how it's supposed to look.
I would tell you, I wish Anna was here, my girl Anna, because Anna was my host for the late after dark streams. Man, I love Anna, and I wish she was here. We talk, but I would talk about Bridge. So one time Bridge was on the after. We got to talk about that. We all that stuff stays in the after dark. So we were on the after dark stream, right? And this is when me and Bridge were, first getting cool and everything, and he's on there with us, and he was eating popcorn. Bridges drinking and shit. He got all drunk and shit and everything. I was drunk. We all drunk. This is what it was. So Bridge goes and he has the popcorn. And he takes it. He throws it up in the air. And he gets to get his mouth and he misses. He's like, all right. So he takes another one and he throws it up in the air. And then he misses that one too. So then he just takes the whole bag of popcorn and throws the whole bag up and just rains on top of it.
I forgot about that. We had some. Those streams are a lot of fun. Yeah,
they are a lot of fun. And they all come from drinking, doing the drunk Game of Thrones podcast with Don the Kraken Wit and everybody else. You know what I mean? Doing it was all from that. I remember doing those drunk Game of Thrones. We have LT Giles and LT Giles drunk pass out on stream and start snoring. I'll get a shout out to my man LT Giles, one of my first supporters, one of my always down with me, always been doing that stuff and everything else like that, always been repping. It's really gets to the point right now where I have too many people to thank, and I don't want to leave anybody out, because they all mean so much to me. You know what I mean? But LT Giles is out there, and if I have not mentioned someone's name, you can just say it, and I'll try to get to it. But no disrespect. It's just so many people. It's not like I've been on this journey for with a lot of people. You know what I mean? It took me a while to get there and everything else. But yeah, the After Dark was crazy. It was a really, really, really fun times with that
You
show.
you you miss, one person, the most important person,
Mm.
yourself, bro. Like, we're all here for you, so thank you for 10 years of being awesome. Just 10 years of being you, bro.
Thank you so much, Rich. I truly appreciate that, man. I truly appreciate it, without a doubt. I don't know about awesome. Okay, okay, it's good. Okay, it's good. But if you want to say it, if you say it, then I believe it, Rich.
It's funny, my boy Milt is reading, Stormlight Archive, and at some point, there's a character that uses the word "awesome," and he's like, it sort of took me out of the story because, like, he's like, "Awesome" is a word for, like, high school girls or high school boys or something like that. I'm like, "That's kind of my favorite word." I still use it all the time.
Oh, I remember, like, when it wasn't cool for like a black person to say awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
Really?
yeah, yeah, like couldn't say that. It's a white boy word. You know what I mean? And you couldn't say that. And then also it was like dude. You know what I mean? Like you
Dude.
couldn't say dude. Like you couldn't say it. Like, but I used to always say those words all the time because I liked the way they sound and they
Yeah,
came
it's a
off.
good
You know
word.
what I mean? And it's just a word to me. You know what I mean? But I remember like cats in the projects telling me you can't be saying them words, bro. It ain't the way you're supposed to be rocking. They supposed to be saying that shit. I was like, dude, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I can't say a word. I was like, now everybody say it. Now it's all good. You know what I mean? But I remember back in the day when it was like that and you couldn't even say anything about that situation or anything like that. Oh, we got smoke screen in the building. Thank you for the super chat. He says, congrats to the OG. Here's to another 10-year, brother. No, thank you so much, Smoke. You know what I mean? Another 10 years. We gonna do our best to do that, bro. We gotta do our best to do that. And I truly, truly appreciate Smoke Screen. Smoke Screen is another guy who's been rocking for a very long time. He was just on, he did he's just on the what if thing with me and everything else. And you know what I mean? So, thank you so much, Smoke. He's a cool cat. He's always been doing the videos with his daughters now, the reaction videos and all that. And I watch every one of them, and she's crazy and she's funny. So if you haven't had a chance to, definitely check him out, man. He's a guy who's been doing this and deserves everything that he's got and everything else and all that stuff. That's just what it was. That's just the way it goes and everything out. Just like, thank you. So shout out to the Don Tony Teflon. Thank you so much. Is Christy of Old Stones here in the building right now?
She was in here in the very beginning, I think, and she's back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 messages up.
9 messages. The Christy
She
of
did a bunch
Old
of
Stones.
hearts.
Another chick from Queens, New York, repping in the building. Queens, we get the money. Long time no cash. You know what I mean? What up to my girl Chrissy of Old Stones? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up to you? Got nothing but love for you and everything else and all that. And thank you for coming on, Bridge, and rock with me, man. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I'd been planning on watching The Last of Us, but I mean, once I start listening to one of your streams, I can't turn it off. Real quick, I've said this before, even though I'm mainly a Jersey dude, but like I
Yeah.
was born in Brooklyn, lived 3 years in Queens, and then because my grandparents lived there, well, actually one or two lived there, so we go back there like every summer, always going back to Rockaway Beach. That was awesome. Shout out to Queens.
Shout out to Phoenix Rising, repping Queens too. You know what I mean? Shout out to you too, repping Queen. And Shayna, shout out to you, New Orleans Saints. Looks like you're gonna get Derek Carr for your quarterback when it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, there's
I
a Super Bowl this Sunday, right?
There is a Super Bowl this summer. Yes,
That's
yeah.
why they're doing the Last of Us tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's why they're getting it done tonight. They don't want to compete with the Super because it makes no
Yeah.
sense. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? You're not going to get anything else with that. Free your mind representing Harlem. And so I came on Teflon TV. I did a thing, and it was called Rep Your Hood, right? And I did that. And at the
Oh
end of
yeah.
all my videos, I would tell everybody to rep your hood, and I would shout out where you were from. And if you see a lot of YouTubers now, you see other YouTubers doing a version of that right now. Just know the Don Tony Teflon. I was doing that. I'm the one who created that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And everything else. That was me who created that. Now you see these motherfuckers all doing this shit. Oh, let's know where you're from. But I was the one like, rep your fucking hood. Put that shit in the comment section, and I'm gonna shout out where the fuck you from. And that's just what it was, you know what I mean? So it's very organic and everything else like that. That's just the way it goes and everything else.
Mogini
Oceans, right?
Mogini Linguini used to go crazy in the shout out section.
Oh, he was the one that was. He used to want to read it. I used to
Yeah.
let Mo, because Mo, it was like Mo sound like Chris Rock. You know?
He's great.
He sounds just like Chris Rock, Mo. You know what I mean? And I told him, I said, dude, you got the voice, you got it. You can do this shit right here. You can blow it up, son. You can do it. And I said, tell him and everything else that he could definitely, you know, if he just committed to it. Because I would tell people, you know, I'm gonna ask Bridge, who's much more successful than me, what would be your number one advice to anyone who's decided to start a YouTube channel in 1 second. But to me, I would say if anyone did want to start a YouTube channel, this is what you would have to ask yourself. This is the number one thing you got to ask yourself. Do you have toughness to endure YouTube? Do you have the thick enough skin to take the criticism? Do you have the toughness to not to get no views for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months and still consistently put videos out when it takes you 15 hours to edit them? Do you have that? Because if you don't have that, you're never going to make it. And you have to have that in order to do it. And that would be my advice to anybody out there starting a YouTube channel. You have to ask yourself, do you have that toughness to do that? Because it's not going to come in your first or second video. Bridge, if you were giving advice to someone starting a YouTube channel, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, it's the grind. Like, I've only had like 2 or 3 successful months, but I literally, like you said, like these 14-hour projects you do, I did probably 250 to 300 of them that were averaging, 2 to 8,000 views until I had a couple good months. But it's like it's a total grind.
What was your first big video? Do you remember the first one
Uh
that broke out?
it might be it might have been like was Balerion bigger than or the size of Balerion versus like a size dragon video or something like that, like
Mhm.
Balerion and Drogon or something like yeah, because you know what I did? Because I was taking screenshots and then I'd you know how you can create like a transparent image of the humans, you cut them out.
Yep.
So I cut out Danny off his back. And I was like, if you look, his head is one Danny, or we can call it one Amelia Clark. And I was like, I'm just a weirdo. That I was speaking serious. I wasn't trying to be funny, but people thought it was like pretty funny how I said, yeah, like his neck is 5 Amelia Clarks long. That's just the way my head went. But people got a kick out of that. Yeah.
No, it's always a video when you do it that you don't think is gonna blow up.
Oh, dude, my best video ever is completely wrong. I think I've taken it down, then like put it back up, and I've taken it down. Like sometimes I'll put it back up because it gets views, and then other traffic will come to your channel. But I'm embarrassed by the video. By far my best video is completely wrong. It's kind of
You know,
annoying.
that happens all the time. You know, you gotta be wrong. And that's what a lot I did like Better Call Saul. I came up with a video like Kim is working for Jeff. Jeff is working for Kim. And that video got like over 100,000 views on it. That I was 100% wrong. But the theory, the wording, like everything I put on it was factual, but it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I don't take it down. And then people are putting comments, this video didn't age well. You know, no, it may not have, and I won't take it down because I won't put it down and just to put it down and make it look like I was right. That was my thoughts at the time.
Okay.
And that's all these theories are thoughts at the time. I didn't
Mhm.
write it. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just giving you why I felt this way. And if I'm right, I am. And if I'm not, I'm not. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. So yeah, no, that's just what it is. Free your mind. What do you say? Let's put that up there. It says, and thank you for Luna becoming a member. It says, although you are a smaller channel, great content, great commentary, great co-host. Even Shift Alt X gave you a shout out.
You hung out with them, right?
I did hang out with Shift Alt X. Yes, I did. He came to my party. I had a party at the Con of Thrones in Nashville, and he came to my party at the Con of Thrones in Nashville. So got nothing but love for Shift Alt X and everything. Took a lot of pictures with him. Got a bunch of pictures with me and Shift. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to share them because he does not want to be seen. So I respect that 100%. And I will not show them, but I took a lot of pictures with him and everything else. And now I had it. I was grilling his ass because when I first seen his ass, I didn't think it was him. I thought he was lying to me. You know what I mean? I did.
You
I thought
thought
it
that
was
was like, hey, I'm on Shift X. You're like, no, you're not.
yeah, that's what I said to
Well,
him.
you know what it was? It's at a con, and he just sort of like laid low, like he didn't go on any of the panels or anything. He just went there as a fan and did his thing.
He did. Let me give a happy birthday, YouTube. Nay, the world is a better place because you're in it. Dang, I'm sweet, huh? You are sweet, Mona C. I got nothing but love for you. You know how me and you do, Mona. You know what it already is. You already know. I ain't gotta say it. Thank you so much, Mona. 100%. Yeah, when I met Shift, I didn't believe there was this motherfucker. I didn't at all. This dude was like, he's looking at me, and I'm like, you ain't fucking Shift all X. He's like, yeah. He's like, I am. And I'm like, prove it to me, motherfucker. And he asked me to tell you. I was like, you got to prove this shit to me, goddamn. I was like, what was the first video you ever made, Shift all X? Huh? Tell me what the first video you ever made was. What was this? And I was grilling his ass when he had all the answers right. And I was like, I want to hear you say that shit. Shift all X. Say this. And then he went into the video and he started saying this video, like, hi, this is Shift all X. And it's still, when he does it, it doesn't sound exactly the same like it does because it all translates differently. Like when you hear Bridge talk right now, it does not like a Bridge talk on his videos. It's a different voice. You know what I mean? You go into a different view. So I was like, I'm not sure about this shit. I was like, I was like, I think you're trying to gas us, man. I don't really think you're Shift all X, and everything. But it turned out it really was him and everything else and all that. But if you ask him, that's exactly what happened when we went through it. I was grilling him for a while. For a while.
I wish I went to that party, man. I don't know what I was
Oh, you
thinking.
should have went to that fucking party. It's legendary.
I know.
It's a legendary party. Still to this day, people say that's the greatest party ever at any con. And shout out to my man Big Will Carter, who put me up in the spot in the penthouse suite in Nashville and allowed me to throw the party up in there and everything else and all that. And and all that good stuff. And Elamar was at the party, rocking with me at the party. She was there. Phil was there. Phil was on the drum, playing the drums with fucking on the bongos. Yeah, he was. Will got on the guitar. They started jamming out.
No way.
It was a jam and everything else. It was a jam. Mona C, thank you for the super chat. Says sounds sexy on his channel. LL. Also love the swag tone. A tie. I mean, I wear ties all the time. If you look at my Facebook profile, you see I always have a tie on.
I hate ties, man.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, I mean, I just think it's a dumb idea. Like humans value, because like whatever. Like I look at you, you look good and you look professional. So even I buy into this, right? But we've created this sort of idea that people wearing suits and ties are like professional and smarter, and we should respect them. But ultimately, you're just putting something around your neck. Like I always like picture like I'm running around, I'm gonna skateboard in the city, like after leaving work. Like what if I fell and my tie got stuck on something? I'm gonna like choke myself. It's a dumb thing to do, but yeah, I don't know. Humans are weird.
You're a skateboarder, and I think when they invented tie, they weren't thinking about skateboarding.
but even something like I've gotten in fights at bars in the city, like in happy hours, and it's like a tie's just another thing for someone to grab onto. It's just not a good idea. I don't know.
Luna, thank you. I know it's hard what you do, but those in the community appreciate and will stay with you both. Authenticity. I'm fucked up. I can't say this word right now. Authenticity. Say the word for me.
Authenticity.
I'm just sitting here talking about how fucking smart I was, talking about all these fucking. And now I can't even say authenticity, right? I'm fucking up.
That is an annoying word, though. It's a lot of syllables.
All right, comes through and we support that shit. I'm always like, oh, guy's a lawyer and this, that. I'm able to be. I can't even say the motherfucker. Mona, thank you so much for rocking with us.
Shout out to.
Yeah, she always gotta go back to her boyfriend. Her boyfriend don't let her be around. She's nervous and shit, so she always gotta run away and stuff. You get and everything else, and all that. But yeah, what up to my man Edward Martin, man, rocking with us, man. He's been rocking with me for a fucking very long time, man. My man Edward Martin in the building and everything, But yeah, people asking me what Shift all X looks like. I'm not gonna give away Woody, I'm not gonna give away again. I have respect for him. I would never give away, but I would say he's short. He's not a tall guy. He's short. He's short guy, and I'm gonna say this. All right, I'm gonna say this one thing. I don't know if it's true. I have no idea, but I'm gonna say this because this is what Gray said to me, and I don't know if Gray probably don't want me to say this or anything like that. But she said, I'm gonna say this not in the words she said it, but I'm gonna put this out there in the word and everything. I'm put this out in the word. She said to me that she felt like Shift Alt X had big dick energy. That that's what
That's awesome.
that's what she put out to me. She's like the way he carries himself. She carries himself like he's got big dick energy. That's basically what that's what she told me and everything. So whether he does or not, I don't know. But this is a woman who said it. He's a small guy, but she was like, yeah, the dude carry himself like he got big dick energy. So I'm not saying he do or not. I don't know. I don't want to find out. I got to do with me. But I'm just letting you know that's that. And Jackie C, I could give you from what I know from. I'm saying hanging out with him, I would say nay to that. Oh no, he ain't. Not that I know. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I've been lurking on your stream since the beginning. Carl Karsnark has been. I can't believe I'm about to say this. He's dropping fire. I don't speak like that. That's just what came out of my mouth.
Yep.
But he's been dropping fire the whole time. He wrote, "I wear a tie for every live stream and a speedo and nothing else."
Well, people like Alt Shift XL.
Alt Shift XL. I like it. That's good.
Listen, you go on this channel, say it, put it out there. Say
just see this for Alt Shift D. That's good. God, I have not a funny bone in my body. These people are good.
No doubt about it.
Alt Shift D.
No, I hope that I can't get involved. And I'm not going to say because obviously what happens at the con stays at the con. That's the rule.
Of course.
Yeah, but I hooked that motherfucker up. Yeah, at my party. Period. You know what I mean? He had a damn good time on Shift X at my fucking party. You know what I mean? And if he didn't come to that party, he wouldn't have had that damn good time he had. So we're gonna leave it there. You know what I mean? But Jackie, she's like, well, maybe I need to start watching.
Carl Karsnark is Alt Thick X. Oh my lord! Oh, these are good.
And everything else. That is funny. I would say that who else was funny at that fucking party? Where's that guy? The guy who was in Game of Thrones. He got his head chopped off by the Hound.
I actually just rewatched that scene 2 days ago. I don't know the dude's name, but yeah, he's part of like he's done Game of Thrones podcasts in the past or something like that, right?
Yeah, he got his head chopped off by the Hound with the axe.
Okay. He was there? I didn't know he was there.
Yeah, he was ace. He's mad.
He was cool?
I'm cool with him. Like he's on fucking Facebook. Like he's mad cool. He's mad cool. So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there at the party. We'll talk a little bit about the party. I'm gonna get into it and everything. All right. So I'm sitting there on the couch. Oh, I can't think of his name. Why can't I think of his fucking name?
Is it Steve? That's the first name that comes to my head.
Yeah, Steve Love. Steve Love. That's
Steve
right.
Love.
You're right. Yeah,
wow.
Steve Love.
I pulled that out of nowhere, Steve.
You got it right.
That's crazy. When I said it, I was like, "There's no way."
It is. You're right.
Steve
Love. Fucking Love. So I'm sitting there. I'm on the couch. Elamar is sitting on the couch next to me. Me and Elamar are sitting on the fucking couch at the party, and Steve Love is there. And Steve Love is a maniac. He's making out with this chick, making out.
No way, really?
Oh yeah, he's a maniac. He's single. I can say whatever I want. All right. So then this motherfucker, I'm sitting on the couch with Elamar. He comes on the couch trying to make out with me, like grabbing me, like, "Hey Tone, what's going on, big man?" Blah, blah, blah. Like, Elamar.
What? The story just went a different direction.
He was just playing around. He wasn't serious about it. No, he wasn't serious. He wasn't serious about everything else. And I was like, I was like, listen, dude, I had to let him know, Bridge. I told him. I said, the Don is like secret. I'm strong enough for a man, but I'm made for a woman. You know, I can't, I can't, yeah, this is don't do it. I mean, I appreciate it, dude, but I can't do it.
What was that? Was that that was Saturday night, Sunday night, Saturday night?
For what?
That party.
I think it was Saturday night. It was Saturday night party.
Okay.
And as LMRC, she said, "Yep, she was sitting right there when it was all You know what I mean? This is what it was. No, it was an ill party. That was an ill party. Had a great time. I mean, Aziz was there, Ashaya was there. You know what I mean? A bunch of people there. A bunch of people. That's where I met Sam. Rixine was there. She came through. All of them was up in there.
But here's what I want to know. So Phil's playing. Was bongos or drums? It was bongos.
He was
Probably,
playing
right?
the bongos. He brought his
So
bongos.
he wasn't like that. Wasn't at a hotel. That you were at like a penthouse or
No,
something.
we
Right?
were in a penthouse suite in the Gulch, top floor.
But he wasn't staying there though. He was staying somewhere
He
else.
wasn't, but he had his fucking bongos.
So he
with
brought
him.
his bongos. Dude, the first night or the second night, Friday night karaoke, I went outside because I'm a dirty smoker. I go outside and he's outside on the street with people standing around him as he's playing the bongo drums.
Don't carry these
I was like,
bongos with him. Like he's got them with him, like on point. And anytime,
but does he have? But does he? Sorry, but does he have someone like holding them for him? Because he's running around without them most of the night. You know what I mean?
I don't know
where does he put them?
I don't know where he pulls them out of. It's like he's like Inspector Gadget. You know what I mean? He's like, go Gadget arms. It's like go fucking fill bongos. And the bongos pop out of nowhere. And he's got them. And he's fucking and that's it. He just tracks the bongos. I don't know where he got them from.
Yeah.
I don't know where they come from. But I know they're always there. They're always fucking there. When he's rocking this shit, he's always on, and he's always got the fucking bongos. For some reason, I don't know where these shits come from, but fucking Phil pulls the fucking bongos out, and that's just what it is, and that's just the way it goes. You know, so I will also just say that Con of Thrones did announce today that they are having a con this year.
Ooh.
First con in 4 years or whatever since COVID-19 hit. They are having a con that will be in Orlando, Florida. Contacted Don to be on the panels and stuff like that. It's at the Hyatt Hotel out there in Orlando. I'm sure if you go on Con of Thrones, they will give you more details than I can give you at this particular time. You know, and things. So, you know, if y'all want to come out to the Con of Thrones and everything else, listen, you're talking to me. Listen, you got LMR. She's saying pull out bongos. You got Shift or X, Thick or Else, or whatever y'all talking big dick energy. You got fucking bongo balls, Phil. Here, you know, we go to the con, you see it all. You'll see it all and everything else. Again, if you have super chats, listen to Jackie C right there. If you can, please send them to the Cash App. I would appreciate it.
Dude, I'm such like a
Will Spears asking, am I going? They've asked me, they know to be on the panels. They say that it ain't a con unless it's down. So up. So you goddamn right I'll be up in that.
Oh yeah.
I'll be up there as muscular as I am now, you know, as big as I am now right now. Like when I was out there last time, I was small. You know what I mean? As I said, you know, it was a struggle for me in some of those times. Now at that last con, I was paid. I had done and now everything was good, but I had gotten sick. I had COVID, I do believe, before COVID, and I lost a lot of weight. And I was really small at that time. And what I did was I was trying to drink beers to put the weight on. And it just went to my stomach and it didn't really work well. So I didn't, because I was so skinny. I could show y'all pictures. And if I showed you pictures right now, you wouldn't even believe that was me, that I got that sick and I was that small. Because I was probably down, no lie, to about 140 pounds.
Wow.
And I probably went to the con. When I went to that con, I think I was like 155.
No, you didn't look 155. Wow.
Yeah. I was now I'm 200 pounds. You know what I mean? So, but it was really bad. I got really sick. Like I was in the hospital, almost died. From the hospital, I was in there. Like only reason I survived is because my girlfriend at the time Her exact words were, "I was dancing in my sleep. I was sleeping, and my body looked like it was dancing." And she called the ambulance and
Jeez.
everything. So and everything else. So it was a really bad time and everything else, and that's what it was. But we're gonna get out back there and everything else. We're gonna get it popping. John Haymaker, August 25th through August 27th is when the con will be and everything else. And it's in Orlando, Florida at the Hyatt Hotel. And I think the reason why they're doing it at the Hyatt is because when they did the one in Texas over
Uh-huh.
there, where JFK got shot, it was there. And I think they want to keep everything in one building where you don't have to leave. They could have the panels in the building. They had the bar in the building. When it came to Nashville, I love Nashville, and I wish they had in Nashville, but people were at
Nashville.
different bars. People were at this bar. People were at that bar. You know what I mean? So I think they want to keep it all inclusive and keep it right there. You know what I mean? So I think that's the real reason why they're doing it there. Me personally, do I wish they were doing it Nashville? You goddamn right, because I get the suite again.
Yeah. It's such
But
a
I
cool city.
understand Orlando in August. Yes, it's as hot as balls out there. It's not, but if you're in the hotel, you don't have to leave. You should be good. So Don will be there. We're gonna work on Phil. We're gonna work on Bridge. We're gonna get them down there too. We'll be there. We gotta have the usual suspects, fan, right? We
I
gotta
got
do that.
I got the email. They sent out an email saying, "Hey, do you still want to be subscribed to this email chain?" So there's like no value in the email other than them getting a feedback as to who still wants to. I was like, I'm just such an angry old man that I got that email. I was like, "Rah, unsubscribe." Like, why even ask me? Just don't send me this stupid email. There's nothing to it.
I hear you, man.
I'm such a mean, angry man.
No, this is what happens. I be hearing
Jaded.
I hear sounds outside of my apartment up here, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, motherfucker, I'm about to go out here and just say something. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, get off my grass, you motherfucker. But the
Oh,
older
God.
you get, you start realizing why they said those things,
Yep.
and that's just the way it be and stuff. I would thank everyone who's donated money to me, especially on the Cash App, and I'm looking at the total, and I'm astounded by the total of money that I've gotten and everything else and all that.
3-day pass, $8.99
What
premium.
is
That's a
that?
lot of
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
know, that's a lot of money for a pass,
No
though.
way. That's not. Is
Yeah.
that true?
That's what John Haymaker says.
Are they saying that for what?
He's
What
not
do you?
he's not very trustworthy, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Are they really
No,
charge $8.99 for a
I
3-day exclusive
yeah,
pass?
I doubt he's gonna come type that up.
$1,000.
He put the
Eight
dollar
ninety
sign and
nine is a
everything.
G. 8.99 is a G to me. You know what I mean? That's what I look at. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're gonna do
Yeah,
this.
because you gotta expect, like, 4 or 5 days at a hotel, you're already running that 900 as is. Throw that on top of it, you're talking an expensive vacation.
Yeah, no, that's a vacation. That's your
Well,
vacation for the year. That's
that's
the
what I
eight
mean,
ninety
plus the flights and the drinks and everything
the
else of
flight, the
buying
drinks,
swords
the
and shit.
I don't know if they can do that. Oh, John Henry looking at the website right now. I don't what are you getting for
Oh,
that 8.99? Are you getting a signed autograph and picture from anyone they have there? You better, I don't know. You may have to, tickle my taint for 8.99.
yeah, that's the official one. I'm guessing that Con of Thrones is probably in, like, the 299 to 399 price range for the quote unquote Valyrian pass. So you get it front
Yeah,
row and
yeah,
shit
that's
like
what
that.
I'm saying, because that's what it
Yeah.
usually was. I can't see it being
Yeah.
8.99. Kind of
Nah.
Thrones, or this is the HBO one.
He's talking about the HBO, it seems like.
I would think he's saying $89 for a single day. Listen, I'm on the panel. You're gonna pay me. I ain't paying the motherfucker. You're gonna give me that pass, motherfucker. You're gonna give me the whole passes and everything. Goddamn. All that stuff. That's what Johnny Mick is saying. He's looking at it right now. And even if so, let's just say he's saying $89 for a single day. It's 3 days. That would only be $300. Where do you get 900 from?
I think he was talking about the California one.
Is he talking about the California one? Or is he talking about
I think
Con?
now he's talking about the Con of Thrones.
All right, because I can't see them doing 8.99.
Nah.
California one, I could see them, because obviously HBO, is going for the money. But I can't see them doing
No,
anything.
in hindsight, so I paid something like $150 to get a picture with Jamie Lannister. Like, why did I do that? I don't understand why I did that. I really don't get it. I must like at the time, I just truly loved Jamie Lannister that I wanted a picture with him. It's pretty dumb.
How much did you pay for the picture with Jamie Lannister?
I'm pretty sure it was like his was over 100. It was probably like 120 or 180, 150. It was a stupid number to get a picture with. Like, I don't even know where that picture is. I don't have it hanging up. Like, I'm not gonna hang up a picture of Nikolai Costa-Waldau in my house. Like, what did I don't know why I did that. I
They
just love
say
Jamie.
John Haymaker is saying $8.99 for the full Con of
Oh
Thrones
wow.
VIP package.
So they're upping it. They're playing the game because the Game of Thrones, the true con is about that price as well. Let's see.
I gotta see what that is.
Yeah, I gotta look because it used to be like 300 for the Valyrian Pass. Let's see.
$8.99 for
What
1,000. I love him, and I love him. I love being
what
on
if that
camera.
comes with the hotel room and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, this is a
you
dragon
better give
pass.
me a hotel room. And now that's different. Now, if you're talking about the hotel room for 3 days plus everything else, then of course that makes sense.
So this is it's the $8.99 one includes 3 individual autographs, priority line for auto. So this is like you are going to pay like extra 100, 200 per person. So this is for people that want to talk to the stars. You know what I mean? The Valyrian Pass is $3.99. That makes sense.
And we said, Carla, we got to get you to the con. We got to bring Carla away from the land down under to the car.
Ooh, Carla Way. There is the best fight in the arguably UFC history, but the best fight probably this year is happening tomorrow in down under in like Sydney. Actually, and I learned today it's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne. That's how they pronounce it. It's awesome.
Melbourne? I thought it was
Yeah.
Melbourne.
Well, it's spelled like Melbourne, but apparently I think they say it like Melbourne or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, they're down under right now. They're gonna fight tomorrow. The number 1 and 2 pound for pound fighters is crazy.
I wouldn't. Who is this doc person? Block this motherfucker. Is he talking shit in there? Is that what he's doing? Anyway, besides that, we're not gonna. Maybe I'm looking.
No,
at
I don't think he's talking. I don't think he's
all right.
talking.
Maybe don't block him.
Yeah.
I'm drinking here. Maybe it's Carla Way says, "Yeah, huge fight happening down under, baby." You know what I mean, and all that. We gotta get Carla Way to the con. You know, we gotta bring it to the con. We gotta get some donations. I will do a whole drive to get Carla Way to the con so she can come to the con. We'll do it. We gotta get her and her husband to the con. She can't come alone.
We get 2 people. We'll do a GoFundMe for them.
Yeah, we'll do a whole thing to get them.
She's been one of like the best members of the community for years. We've got to get her over here. Yeah.
Yes, we have to get her here. We did this. We did it for Lauren, and Lauren Corner. So we got Lauren here. We got her to the con, right? So we could do it for Carla Way too. We can get Carla.
The only problem is when you're talking about like we're choosing what time that them and their family are going to book a vacation for the year. It's not really that.
The kids may have to show. We're gonna bring her and her husband.
But even her and the hubby, it's like
I mean, why can't I'm gonna talk to Sue? Why can't we get them? They had like I know at a Song of Ice and Fire con, they get the Manimals to like perform for them, and they do like songs. Why can't we get Carla?
Oh man,
over here to perform in the thing, and then get them to pay Carla to perform. There, we gotta get this stuff. We gotta get Carla over here. Getting Carla over here for this fucking con is gonna happen. Not fucking playing around. Not fucking playing. We're getting caught. Oh, because we did the karaoke. Phil and Bridge was on the karaoke.
She was doing karaoke. Oh my god, she would bring down the room.
Oh my god, that'd
be insane. Yeah.
Awesome. And she's saying how we're actually thinking about taking a trip to the States this year. We gotta get it done. Yeah, we gotta get it done for Carl. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. One time I gotta make it on Carla Way's fucking Facebook and Instagram page. I gotta make it there. This is where it's gotta be. I didn't see what you say. I want to see the Carla Way sing for us in a classy cocktail or something like that. She will sing. She's a great singer. I'm sure she could do any Game of Thrones, whether it's the Lannister song or whatever. I mean, Pete Easy be rocking that shit.
Jenny's song. She should do Jenny's song.
Oh, she could do Jenny's song. That would be great. We gotta talk about this off air. Probably. And get her to do Jenny's song and everything else and all that good stuff. That would just be amazing. Let me grab a beer, Bridge. Hold it down until I get back.
All right, I'm actually going to go up to that comment from, bear with me 1 second. So I just want to give a shout out. It was a Sanderson message. Doc Mikadelic says, amazing show on Life's on Teflon. Glad Bridge made an appearance. My fellow Mega Sanderson fan from Jersey. Yeah, I've got everyone out there. I've got two of my friends right now reading. Actually, yeah, just two. One of them is rereading, but two reading the Stormlight Archive. That's where Bridge 4 comes from, the Stormlight Archive. Although I love A Song of Ice and Fire, Stormlight Archive is a lot better. All right. I can't believe he's got me trying to hold this down. I don't ever do live streams on my own channel, let alone someone else's. See, Daryl DJP Dragon Dabber says, for me, nope, sorry, it scrolled up. Kelly Johnson. This is going to be good. I haven't read it yet. Well, I'm assuming Kelly's about to make fun of me. So $2 from Kelly Johnson. Bridge, why are you shook to be on the stream? No, I'm not shook to be on the stream. I'm just like, this is his stream now. There's a bunch of dead air because, like, I don't know. I just don't really talk to humans very often. I like reading books, so I don't know what to do right now. Mark B says, can't wait to finish Stormlight Archive. Finished Mistborn recently. Check this out, Mark B. Sorry, real quick tangent, everybody. My dude Milt is reading Stormlight right now, and I'm telling he's finishing book 3 probably tonight. I'm like, dude, you got to read Mistborn before book 4, but he's going to go right into book 4. Emperor's Soul was great. Carl Karsnark. Let's see. What is... Daryl keeps saying Kepra done really well for me. I hope your condition stays good. What's Kepra? I've seen it in a couple of messages. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Who is that?
I don't know. Daryl says something about Kepra. I looked it up. It's just I don't know. I can't read. It's too far away. The screen's too far from mine. It says Kepra oral, so I don't know what I'm about to read.
I don't know what Kepra is either. I don't know nothing about that. Sounds like
my dude JD's in the house. I know he was in the chat earlier, but it's funny that I mentioned Brandon Sanderson. All of a sudden, JD's back. He's one of the only other. I have so many friends from the Song of Ice and Fire community, and they like high fantasy, but none of them have read Brandon Sanderson. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you see, because a lot of people, they're just Kelly says them Rasha books trash set. What do you know about that? Is that true?
Yeah, that's what I expected. And Kelly's making fun of me. Roshar is Bridge 4. Kelly's awesome. Kelly, if you guys didn't know, Kelly actually sent me nudes. Kelly is a smoking hot chick. So, I mean, she's just flirting right now.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of stuff that be going down the DMs, all the fucking time.
Kepra is for seizures. I don't know what people are talking about. Were we talking about seizures?
I don't know.
Everyone in the chat.
All right, so $199 for a 3-day general admission.
I'm trying to think if there were any benefits because for the Con of Thrones Nashville, I went and got the Valyrian pass. I think the main difference for me. Oh, you know what? There are two differences I can remember. I'm sure you can read it on the webpage, but the first was that so on some of the bigger panels, you could fit a couple thousand people into that room, right? And the first 20 rows are reserved for Valyrian pass, so you basically get to sit up there pretty close. And the second thing is that there are, at least in the last Con of Thrones, there were a couple panels that were only for Valyrian pass. So one with Jaime Lannister and Bronn, that one was only Valyrian pass. But yeah, general admission is pretty good too because it gets you into everything. You don't get the first 20 rows, but you get to go into pretty much every room. Just miss out on one or two panels. That's it.
Sci-Fi Fantasy saying congratulations, Tony. Thank you, Sci-Fi. Truly appreciate it. And Kelly Johnson, thank you for the super chat. 100%.
Oh my gosh. I see. They were having a chat. Jackie has epilepsy.
Does she? Oh, I'm sorry. All right. I have no idea.
I don't know what epilepsy is. I know that I could have guessed a lot of things that Jackie has. I would have guessed epilepsy. I would have guessed
I know that
psychosis.
About seizures. My daughter had seizures when she was young. I used to have seizures when my fever would get too high when I was young. So I was going to seizures all the time.
What causes them? Is it
a high? For me, it was high fevers. When I would get my fever would reach a certain part, I would go into seizures, and then that would happen to my daughter.
And what happens? Can you breathe or no?
you're having a seizure. I mean, it's
I don't know
hard
what
to
that
breathe.
is.
A lot of it's no, because like I don't know
Like
about
neurological or something like that?
when I was young. I don't know, but I know when it happened to my daughter, like she turned blue. You know what I mean? The whole face
Oh, man,
turned
it's
blue
terrible.
and everything else. So I would have to figure that there wasn't a lot of blood getting to her. And thank you for the super chat right here that I see right from high. Things are hard to come by. Right there, but I see it right there is from Sci-Fi Fantasy. Thank you so much for the super chat. We truly appreciate it. Sci-Fi Fantasy. Let me be real. Let me say the name in full. Thank you so much. Much love to you.
I just love that name because like that's like the ideal girlfriend, sci-fi fantasy
Is
girl.
that your idea, girlfriend? She would be a
No,
sci-fi fantasy girl.
not really, but just like in theory, yes. Uh,
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Bridge 4 was a real band of brothers, just like the usual suspects were in the movie. I agree. Bridge 4 completed us when he came through and everything else. He was
Excuse
what
me.
we needed to get the
Sorry.
usual suspects by.
Now he's talking about the book. There's a group of guys. Like the reason I named my channel Bridge 4 is before I ever made a video, I just read this book and there's a group of dudes called Bridge 4. And like they're just so cool. I mean, so that's actually like people who join as my channel members, they're called Bridge Crew. And that's what Bridge 4 is. It's a bridge
That's
crew.
what it is. So
Yeah.
this is Phil texting me. I'm sorry. Let me.
Did he because he watched the show from 9 to 10. Now he's probably doing his live stream right now at 10:20.
I
He probably
think
wants
so.
you to come on and talk about it.
All right, so I'm gonna read this. This is from Jenna because she sent this text on the voicemail. So Phil's not here, so we can't do the voicemail. So I'm gonna read this from Jenna
Oh.
S. And she said, I tried but failed to be able to speak on the voicemail. This shit hit me so hard. Thank you for opening up to each of us and sharing your truth. It was too too was in a chaotic relationship, fucking up everything, Bridge, right now. Fucking up. That left many emotional but also very physical scars, and sometimes I have really bad days. But I, without fail, go back to your streams and videos because they always made me feel safe. Going into the world of Westeros with you was an escape that made me feel like I had a piece of control when I was spiraling. I hope to meet you one day. So congratulations to you on these 10 years and so many more. All the love and support and blessings to you, Jenna. You know, what do you say to something like that? You know, it's what do you say? You know, I just something like that. I would just say thank you so much for expressing yourself with me, trusting me, saying that. And you know, I would just like to say, you know, again, all that I've done for you, you have done for me, you know, 10 times over. You know, so thank you so much. And I truly appreciate everything that y'all have done. And I'm just happy that in any way I was able to touch your lives in any way. You know what I mean? I truly appreciated it. You know, I'm not crying anymore. I'm done crying. I cried earlier and I feel terrible that I did. That's not really gangster of me, you know, to do that. But sometimes, you know, the truth catches you up and stuff. And things, and you just can't hold it back. And it is what it is when you actually go back and look at these things that you've done in these years and everything else. So, but no, thank you so much, Jenny. You've always been a strong supporter of the channel, and I truly appreciate it and everything else. And that's it. And I'm glad that you know if I've done anything to help anybody in their life to get through any time, I truly appreciate it. You know what I mean? And that's all I could. That's the best thing I could ever ask for, and everything else. Yeah, and that's just what it is and stuff. You know, so and that's just what it goes. All right, so going through what we're talking about here and Con of Thrones and everything else, and you know, I got nothing but love for you, Jenna, 100%.
Was that Jenna S that sent that?
Yes, that was Jenna S. Jenna S.
Jenna's all
Just
right.
hold it.
Just kidding, Jenna.
Put this up to Jenna. Put this up and everything else. No, I'm sure Phil is doing his thing everything else like that. And yes, as always, as Jen is saying, as my girl Jackie C, if you have any super chats, send them to $Tony Teflon 505 Cash App. Truly appreciate that. And I look at the number of the money that I got in the Cash App already, and it blows my mind. Well, thank you so much. Truly appreciate that 100%. We love you, Jen S. We love you on this channel. We love you. And you always, I'm glad that this was a safe space for you. And I'm glad that this was a spot where you could get away from whatever was going on. And that's what I used it for. You know, whatever was going on in my life, in real life, in reality, I would get on there. And I'm gonna pull up.
Excuse me.
We're gonna pull up the video that started it all.
Yo, real quick, you know what's wild though? I heard
Yep.
you speaking about that earlier. Is that
Yep.
I don't think any of us would have been able to tell that if we didn't speak to you behind the scenes, because we're just watching you, like, and you're out there bringing light to us. Like we loved getting on your streams. You know what I mean? So we had no idea any of that was happening behind the scenes. But yeah, I think I can speak for all of us here. We all love you. You're freaking awesome.
Well, thank you so much, man. You know, I could hide a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Highlights of why I support Ennis.
Yo, actually, I saw Kelly Johnson ask this earlier in a super chat. I don't
Yep.
think you responded to it. So, T, would Ariane Martel get it from the Don?
Twice.
Did you say twice? At
Twice.
least 2 times. Oh my god. She turned you into the soiled knight.
Yeah, she can try it. She can try it. She can try it. Let me see. Stuff, latest stuff. I have to go to my channel. Let me go to my channel, my videos, and see if I can sort them by like oldest ones in my filter. Description, titles.
That's a shame they didn't have Ariane Martel on the show. I mean, I'm pretty superficial. My reason, she has a cool arc, but also I just like she's like painted as one of the most beautiful people in the story. So for superficial reasons, since I'm a superficial guy, I kind of wish they had Ariane Martel on the show.
Private. That's why it's not popping up. I have that video private. Let me see if I can find another one. All right, let's go to this one. This one was done. I'm gonna put this up. This was done in 2013.
Ooh,
I did this video. Seems so long ago.
Around that time, I was put your hands up to play my song. Maybe 2 years.
I gotta play a little bit of it so you can see exactly.
2013 is a good year, though.
It was. We're gonna play a little bit. We're not gonna play a lot of it. We're gonna play a little bit of it. So you know, it's the first video I ever made on YouTube and everything. So we'll play a little bit of it. Yeah, I understand.
I was probably like, I got a feeling.
Oh, it's not a video. How do I do this? Share. Then I have to do screen. Like that. What is that? I suppose it's claim to the throne.
Wait, what are you putting up? Your first video ever?
Yeah. Can you see it?
No, I don't see anything yet.
You don't see anything?
No. I heard a beat though.
Yeah. I have to do this. I didn't hide you, right? No.
No, I'll be back on in a minute.
So this was like my there it is. Let's show it.
Rob, Jamie Lannister,
I think this
Tyrion.
was like my third video, fourth video I
No
made.
one likes Stannis. In fact, you can't find any Stannis merchandise. It's the hardest thing to find. So, I'm going to tell you why I support Stannis and his claim to the Iron Throne. And I believe he will win the Iron Throne in the end. And these
back it up.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's the Don, Tony Teflon, House Teflon. We pull the strings. And I'm doing this because a couple of cats asked me, they were like, hey, yo, Don, why do you support Stannis Baratheon? Why do you support this man when he obviously cannot win the Iron Throne? When everybody else likes Dany, everybody else likes Jon Snow, everybody else likes Robb, Jaime Lannister, Tyrion. Everyone likes everyone, but no one likes Stannis. In fact, you can't find any Stannis merchandise. It's the hardest thing to find. So, I'm going to tell you why I support Stannis and his claim to the Iron Throne, and I believe he will win the Iron Throne in the end. And these are the reasons why. Now, there may be a couple of spoilers, so if you haven't read up to Dance with Dragons and stuff like that, you may not want to listen to the whole thing. All right, there'll be a couple of things in there, not too much. We'll see. If I say something crazy, I'll warn you. All right, let's get to it. First off, Stannis Baratheon always gets shitted on. This is a dude who has the most honor in all the Seven Kingdoms, without a doubt, and has been shitted on his whole life by his brothers, and eats it, and because of his honor, still does it. When his brother rebelled, it was a hard decision for him to go against his king or to stay with his brother. But in the end, he picked blood over his king, and that was rough for him. So he did it. So he goes and he holds Storm's End. You know, that the place where they hold. He holds it against the Tyrells. Siege. Holds it the whole time. Then Davos comes and smuggles in his fish and, you know, it helps him out and stuff like that. And then after that, Lord Stark comes in there and breaks it and then gets all the credit. And then he gets a smack in the face on that. Robert gives him Dragonstone. And not even Storm's End, the wealthy part. He gives him Dragonstone, which is nothing but rocks and dragon glass all over it and stuff. And he gives him that place. So he eats that and takes it and accepts it. Becomes master of ships for Robert. After when he's master of ships, he's the one who smashes the Greyjoy fleet for him. And then when he does it, he captures Victorian and Aeron after he does it. So he does that for Robert, and then what Robert does, he goes in there and walks up in there like he did something. And he gets all the credit for it again. Robert shits on him. When the dude gets married, Robert goes over there and has sex with this dude's sisters and has a baby in his bed, in his marriage bed. And he has to eat that too. And I say that's the reason why his daughter has grayscale. So this man is all this. He's taken and taken and taken. And now when the turn is his, he's the rightful king. And that's the bottom line. Lord Eddard Stark supported his cause. Lost his head for it. So if you like the Starks, how can't you support Stannis? If your Lord lost his head for it, you have to roll with him. And he was rolling with Stannis, point blank. So you have to go with this cat. That's that. So, there's other things I can get into, but I really don't want to spoil nothing and stuff like that and say no crazy stuff for people. But Stannis, Melisandre says it, you know what I mean? He's the one that's been reincarnated.
I'm not gonna keep playing it, but yep.
Dude, real quick. So I just heard you say I never thought about where did Shireen get grayscale, right?
Yeah.
So if people in the chat, if you're not like super nerds, here's what happened. So Stannis gets married. On the night of his marriage, Robert ends up I forget the woman's name, but he bedded someone in Stannis Baratheon's bed during the Stannis Baratheon's wedding night, right? So
yes.
You're saying that possibly that's how Shireen got grayscale, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that that daughter is Maya Stone. That might have been an Easter egg to the grayscale. I've never thought of that. That's crazy.
You know what? You're right, Rich.
Yeah, I like at first I was just like, ooh, I was just like, this is a cool idea because I just never thought where did Shireen get grayscale? Like this is one of the only historical events, so like I don't know, I can buy into it already. And all of a sudden I was like, wait, my stone is stone grayscale. Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh, you're right. I think you're right on that.
I'm pretty sure it's Maya Stone's mother. I'm gonna check it out.
And you know what? And the funny thing is, like, you look at the years. I did that video a long time ago and everything.
No,
and
Maya Stone's mother is a peasant woman. Maybe
yeah,
not.
we could talk about things right now.
No, I'm wrong.
Still come up with things.
Yeah.
from all the way back then, and still that's just what it is.
Oh, that was Edric Storm, right? Isn't he the one who came from that? I think
Yes, that's Edric.
that's what it is.
Edric.
Damn it! It would have been better if it was Maya Stone because of Stone.
Yeah, it would have been much better.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
her.
have.
It's Delana Florent. It's like Salisa's cousin or something like that.
Yeah, it's a Florent. That's why Edric Storm gets the nod, because he's a great bastard, basically. Not great bastard, but I guess we would consider him that, because from he's highborn lady, but out of wedlock.
Okay, I don't know.
And all that good stuff and everything. But yeah,
look, Jackie C in the chat, like, nope, that's Edric Storm.
Jackie knows it all.
Yeah, Jackie.
Will Spears saying,
good.
will HBO greenlight the Snow Show? What do you think, Bridge?
No, I'm good. I'm so bad at streams, right? We had that stream with me, you, and Phil, and we're talking about the show. At the very beginning of it, I'm just so dumb. Instead of playing along with the stream because we want to talk about the show, right away I started out with, I don't think this is going to happen. I'm like, why? And as soon as I said that, I'm like, why would I say that? We're about to talk about it on the stream. I'm a jackass, but no, I don't think it's going to happen.
It's all right. It's all right. It's always good to have, like, when you let's get the opinions out. And then after that, let's look at and see what, after we talked about it, if the opinions remain the same.
We had I remember on that stream, people asked, what percentage chance do you think it would happen? And I said 4%. That was my way of saying I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a good chance right now.
Really? Huh.
Jackie C is like, I'm sorry I ruined everything. No, Jackie, you don't ruin anything.
No, I'm playing with you, Jackie.
Yeah, don't go crazy, Jackie. We love you and everything else. That's just what it is. No, I think it's gonna happen. In all honesty, I just think he has too much. Unless it's some type of unless the script and everything is terrible, I think they'll put it on. Especially after House of the Dragon success, I think that they would definitely do it.
So Kelly Johnson said, I thought the Grayskull came from a toy from a Dornish trader trying to get back at the Baratheons for having the Lannisters kill Elia and her children. I don't know if that's in the books. I think pretty sure that's in the show, and that's the story, but do we really know? All I can say is that when Tone threw out that idea about them sleeping on his bed, that would just be like, that's what George R. R. Martin does. He's such a sick bastard. You know what I mean? I like that idea, but yeah, maybe it came from a toy. That could be it.
I don't know if it came. I never heard of Grayscale being contracted from a toy.
Maybe she had a toy and she put it against her face or something like that.
Yeah, rubbed it on her face. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it is and everything else like that. I don't know if it would be anything. So I just can't call it. I don't think it would be anything simple like that. I think it would be something else. George R. R. Martin likes to do magical things. He likes to put different things in that. I would think it would be something more magical or anything like that. That's the way I would look at it. If I had to pick it and everything else, and all that, I don't. The toy thing just does not work for me at all.
I can't remember what they said in the books, if anything at all, because I think what's Kelly Johnson? He's saying, yeah, it's a show thing only.
Yeah, I agree. That's just a show thing. Without a shadow of a doubt. I'm trying to see. Phil is doing. I think he's on this thing right now.
Jackie, I gotta correct myself, Jackie. So I was actually, like I said, psychotic. There was a word I wanted to use. I was trying to be fun, but then it felt inappropriate to say it, so I didn't say it. I was gonna say like horny or Randy, but it felt wrong. So then I was like, crazy, because I'm crazy. Jackie, I love you. That's all that really matters. My bad. I don't speak to humans often.
No, me either. I don't fucking with you. I stay out of shit. You know what I mean?
A better word. Here's a word for Jackie. She's fun. She's really fun. Cool. Awesome.
No, Jackie's my girl. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. That's my girl. That's my peoples right there. All y'all my peoples. I love all y'all. I got nothing but. I mean, as Bridge, talked about a little bit earlier, saying that, I know that all that stuff is going in your life and everything else like that. But there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know is going through a lot of their lives. You never know. You know what I mean? The face, Smokey Robinson came up with a song called back in the day called "Tears of a Clown," and meaning that you never see a clown cry, right? Because it's always smiling and everything else. And it's just so, it means so much when you look at everyone. And I'm not saying I'm a clown or anything, but I was able to project what I wanted to project at the time, not the reality of what was going on in my life and everything. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. That's what it is. You know, you always see. I put that on. If you look at the guy who, God damn, I'm so sorry that I forgot his name, but the guy who was on Ellen DeGeneres' show, the DJ, that was on there and got a role on there, and I'm sure y'all know his name. I don't know why I'm just drinking.
I've never seen
Like,
Ellen DeGeneres' show.
but his her DJ and everything, you know, Twitch. Thank you so much, Phoenix Rising. You know, who wound up killing himself. And the day before he died, he did a TikTok video dancing with his family. You know, and you look at these people and you see them, you're like, these guys got perfect lives, they got everything, but you don't know. It's because that's what they show you, as what I showed you isn't the reality that goes on. And that's when, you know, if you ever get a chance, you never heard that song, was out in the 70s, listen to the song Tears of a Clown. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? You don't know. You know, mental health and the depression is a hell of a thing. And as someone who suffered through it for a majority of my life, and I would say PTSD from just growing up where I grew up and everything, don't let people, you know, fool you. Not going to say fool you, but don't let people, don't ever think that what you're shown, what you're shown on on TV and everything else, is what the reality truly is. You know, that's just what it is and stuff. So always remember that, you know, and stuff. And so I tell people, you gotta watch, you know, what you say to people and watch how you talk to people, because you know, one bad thing could trigger a moment for somebody else and everything else. That's just what it is and stuff like that. Sorry, some. You know, I just, you know, we're gonna keep going for a little bit, and we're gonna, you know, I'm not gonna have Bridge on here all night. We only go on here for 2.5 hours and everything else, so I'm not gonna go on here all night and everything else. But you know, I would just like any, not in the end, but I would just like to say, you know, we've done this for 10 years. We're gonna be here for 10 more. We're gonna keep rocking and doing what we're doing, and I got nothing but love for everybody, for all y'all who's always supported me and always done the best, you know, to keep me going and everything else. And I truly appreciate it. And listen, it's bigger and better things. We're doing good in our life right now. Listen, from all the stuff that I've been through in my life and everywhere I was at to where I'm at right now, people wouldn't I wouldn't expected it to happen like that. You know what I mean? And as Fernandez T says, I can't wait to see you motherfuckers in person. I can't wait to see all y'all motherfuckers. Hopefully, you know, and most likely it's gonna have to be at one of these motherfucking cons, right? I'm gonna see ya at one of these cons and everything else. So hopefully we could let me get rid of this right here. You know, we can get together at one of these conventions, at one of these cons, and we can all just have a drink together, hug each other, and just fucking just have a good fucking time. And Sydney, I will answer. Send me the question again, Sydney, and I will answer your question. I promise you. I will see you, and I will answer your question right now. If you put it out there again, I will answer it. I'm sorry that I didn't see it, but I definitely will answer your question. Until then, until I see it, I'll answer the other questions in the chat. Will Smith, any plans of doing a West Coast con? I would love to. My man Derek Brock is over there. You know what I mean? He's out there in Vegas right now, so hopefully I could do it. I thought I sent the chat? Is it in my personal chat or is it in the chat? Oh my God, I'm glad to be. Uh, Send it to me again. Put it right in here in the chat, and I'll be able to do it. And I'll do it. I still don't understand Tron. Tron's one is a great movie. I don't know how you would understand Tron. If I ever get to go to a con, I want a party invite though. Of course, if I you go to the con, you or anyone in my chat, do the if it's in Memphis or something like that, Nashville, I would definitely you definitely invited to a party. There's no doubt about it. So I'm sitting, I'm waiting for this. Told I would do it. I'm waiting for this thing. It would be an honor to have a drink with you. So no, we'll spare it. My honor would be mine. It would be all mine, and we'll have multiple drinks. I'll be fucking around them cons. We drinking. We drinking like the place out there in Texas where everyone's smoking outside there and everything else. I Luna, thank you for rocking the whole time with us and everything else. I truly appreciate it, 100%. And good night to you and your family and everything else. Much love to you. But I dubbed it the Dragon Pit. I called it the Dragon Pit. And after I dubbed the Dragon Pit, then everyone was like, they were like, "Oh, we gotta go out there." I was like, "Where you going?" Like, "We're going to the Dragon Pit." And I was like, all right, Teflon TV. If Jakari survived the dance, meaning outlived his mother, I need bridge for this. Damon, Aegon II, and Aegon and his son Aemon and Daron. Do you think Jace would have been crowned king, or would Aegon III still be king? This is right. We're gonna get bridging on this. If Jacaerys survived the dance, being outlived his mother, Daemon, Aegon II, and his son Aemon. Jesus, I mean, you gotta go through everybody here, right? You got if he outlived everybody. Do you think Jace would have been crowned king, or would Aegon III be crowned king? Ah. I believe that it would be Aegon III would still be crowned king. If you ask me personally, I think that's the way it would have went down. Um, Rich is back and everything else. Bridge, we have a big question here from Sydney. I can't hear you. Are you muted? Bridge is working on that.
I guess I'll use this for now.
Yeah,
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So the question is Jacaerys survived the dance, meaning he outlived his mother,
Okay.
Daemon, Aegon II, and his sons, Aemon and Daron.
Okay.
Do you think Jace would have been crowned king, or would Aegon III still be king?
Ooh. Good. Ooh. Because how would he survive? Because when I don't want to get too into spoilers, but when you get towards the end of things, the political moves that are made for certain reasons. That's a really. I'll just give a shout out to the question. That's a really good question. Also, a shout out to the actor who's playing this role of Jason in the show. He seems like a really cool dude. Like he'd make a great king.
He would, but I still think in the end it would have went to Aegon III.
Yeah, because there's a reason for that to happen. Yeah. Yeah, haven't without thinking about it, my answer would be Aegon. It's got to go to A. But can they do that though? I don't know. Yeah, because it gets real dicey.
They
Just
can do what they want.
but
Should he be? Yes, but
ooh,
would he be? I
okay.
think that the lineage would still go with Aegon III. I think
Oh,
there's
I'm
too
not.
much
Camera's not
rumors and
working.
everything else about his lineage. I just don't think they would go with him.
You could still instead of using Aegon, you could use Jace in the political marriage. Maybe that's the solution. So maybe he could be king. Because ultimately, it was about the
Yeah,
political arrangement.
100%. If you wanted to do a political arrangement, marriage, and everything else, he could be used in that. But I think that the way it rolled, me personally, I think Aegon would still got
Yeah.
it. His name is
Shout out to Viserys, by the way. No, we're getting way into
his,
spoilers.
his name is Aegon, so you know you gonna get it. That's just the way it goes. All right, let me get up off this stream. I've been here for long. I'm not gonna hold bridge anymore. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I know we used to do 5-hour streams and everything else and all that. And he's frozen on the camera. Anyway.
Yeah, my camera won't work for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good picture, you know.
Oh, on my screen it's all black. Is this a solid?
Dog, it's a picture of you.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's a good picture. Khaleesi Clues is here right now and
Oh.
about to go off the air right now. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go. Listen, love you, Khaleesi Clues. 100%. That's my girl for a show. And if I've missed anybody's name personally that I've given shout outs to, you know, for the 10-year stream and everything else, I'm so sorry. I tried to do the best that I could. And just thinking of people from back in the days. Obviously, when you look at, you know, gray areas, people, Aura, and everybody else that rocks with us from the days, you know, I love them and love them so much. I love every one of you, know what I mean? I Zebra. That is Aura. I said her name twice.
Smokeahonis and Nancy T.
Pocahontas, Nancy fucking T. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know what I mean? I love all y'all so much, and you mean so much to me. You know, even when Queen Stratus, you know what I mean? It's too much for me to say, and everything else. It's just way too much for me to say. That how much y'all truly mean for me, and everything else. You know. That how much you've helped me, that you probably didn't even know that you helped me. You know what I mean? Too much for me to say, and I'm not gonna get into it right now because we're gonna end this right now and everything else. But you know, listen, rewatch it if you want to learn a little bit more about me. I would say rewatch it. I'm not going to shut this stream down, and if you look at the stream, most likely it's not going to be monetized and everything else. I'm just gonna leave it up there for y'all to watch and stuff. It wasn't about the money. This stream for me, it's just about getting out there and saying everything else. So listen, 10 years Teflon TV. Thank you all for the support. Bridge, thanks for being my brother, man. I truly appreciate it. You know what I mean?
My pleasure, man.
You know, without a doubt. And you know, AK, you know, I already showed you love in the stream. If you weren't here, go back and listen to it.
Yeah,
and if you like the way to do this, please thumbs up the spread this across the realm. And listen, we'll be up in this motherfucker for 10 more years. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.